Mic check, mic check. What's going on, everybody? Bro, and I cut back in the building, man. I'm gonna be on here for a little while, man. I know everybody probably going over to different channels that's going live right now. Um, I know a lot of people probably be over at Fight Club or whatever other channel they're going live. So y'all know how I do. You know how I rock over here. I got my cash app on the screen. Just in case anybody wanna donate to the channel or something like that. You know, I don't ask for money, I don't beg for money. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's just up there, just in case anybody wanna, like I said, donate to the channel, anything like that. But I want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, this manosphere shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest, man. I'm like I said, I'm anti-manosphere. Don't get me wrong. I agree with some things. I can agree to a certain extent. But I don't subscribe to manosphere. I don't subscribe to it. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of niggas that's part of the manosphere. They can call me simp, they can call me beta, they can call me whatever they want, but nigga, I'm married. I done accomplished a goal that a lot of you niggas complain about. And y'all ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of shit that I just don't agree with the manosphere, man. You know, and I'm not knocking what they do. A lot of the stuff they do, a lot of shit they say is for clicks and views and shit like that, entertainment. But a lot of the shit that they say be misleading as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do agree with some things. You know, when it comes to, you know, when they talk about the women or whatever, and they say shit like, well, women should be able to rest in their femininity. I agree to that because a woman got to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect yourself enough. You know what I'm saying? Respect your man and stuff like that. I get that. You know, I do agree with that. I do agree with, you know, being fit, you know, stuff like that. I agree with that. I do, you know what I'm saying, agree with, I say I agree with some things. But when I say I'm anti-manosphere, all I'm saying is they don't speak for me. You know what I'm saying? They don't speak for all men. They do not speak for me as a man because, man, listen, I've been dealing with women my whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? I started, you know what I'm saying, having sex when I was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? I got two sisters. I got girl cousins. You know what I'm saying? I've been around this shit. You know what I'm saying? I've seen how my mom done did shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been around women, man, so I know what a submissive woman's supposed to look like and how she's supposed to carry herself, and I know the other side of the spectrum of what we see today. You know what I'm saying? In most women, which is, you know, they might have a little ratchet on them, and that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with a woman having a little ratchet on them. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times in the mental field, they don't want women to be shit for real. Like they don't want women to uh hey, what's going on? What's going on with truth and doubt? But a lot of times in the mental field, I hear a lot of guys that be saying like they don't really want they it's like they don't care about a woman having an education, but then on the same token, they say, I want my woman to be able to teach my kids. Well, if she hasn't got a certain level of education, how she gonna teach the kids? See, the thing about it is this, man. Ain't nobody give nobody a blueprint. And I'm just in my opinion. Ain't nobody give nobody a blueprint and said, this is the key to life. This is gonna be successful every time. There's no guarantees when it comes to relationships or marriage. There ain't no guarantee in this shit. See what I'm saying? We can make it how we want it to make it. It depending on the individuals that come together and make that union. You know what I'm saying? If both of y'all on the same page and y'all willing to help, support each other and work together, and y'all willing to work through things in the hard times, that's a successful marriage to me. That's a successful relationship. It's not all about money. See, a lot of guys in this manosphere, they think that money is power. No, money ain't everything, bro. Because if the money goes away, what power do you have? So if you rely on your power to be in money, then you fuck. You fuck, bro. Because, like I said, there's a lot of women out here. I ain't gonna say a lot. Most women out here, they don't even care about material shit. They don't. That's why you find women that can have the perfect man making all kind of money. You know, they can have a man, right? He can be the perfect man, the right height, making the right amount of money. They going on vacations. He doing what he's supposed to do. But it's something about a nigga that 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 roughneck nigga. It's just something about that nigga that draws that woman to him. You know what I'm saying? And he might not even have no money. You know what I'm saying? He might be working for a temp agency. This nigga might not. He might not be making. He might not even be making 50,000 a year. But women are steady choosing them type of niggas. Not all of them. Most of them. Most of them are. But my thing is, when we listen to these manosphere men, a lot of these men have insecurities. You just gotta listen to them talk. They have a lot of insecurities, and in order to not show them insecurity, they try to hide behind their career. They try to hide behind their money, and they get on these panels and they talk their shit and make it seem like when they walk in the room, every woman bow down to them. Every woman respects them. Every woman just don't listen to them. That's not how that shit works, bro. When I go somewhere, if I go to a party or I go to a whatever event, a social event or something like that, I'm not expecting every woman in there. I'm not expecting them from them. I'm not expecting them to respect me. I'm not expecting that shit. I'm not expecting strange women that I don't know, that don't know me, to be submissive to me. The only person I'm worried about is my fucking wife. As long as my wife is down for me and supportive of me and uplifts me in my time of need, in my time of despair, then that's all that matters to me. All these other fucking women don't matter. It doesn't. I'm not finna go out here and go to Walmart and try to hold a fucking stranger accountable. No, I'm not trying to hold nobody accountable that I don't fucking know. If I see a woman acting up at the gas station, you think I'm finna go up to her and be like, hey, sister, you know you don't need to be acting like that. You're a woman. Hell no, that ain't my fucking woman. I'm not laying with her. She's not embarrassing me. She's not an image of me when she leave the house. She's not a reflection of me. So why the fuck would I give a damn? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm anti-Manosphere. Because they don't speak for me. I got a different vernacular when it comes to being a man and what a man should be for his wife or his girl, whatever, fiance, whatever. I got a different viewpoint. I look at things from a whole different view. See, Manosphere guys, they just look at women as an object. Let's just be honest, keep it real. They look at women as objects. They look at women as tools. They just want to use y'all for y'all wound. Get you fucking they just want to use y'all for y'all wound, man. They just look at y'all for what y'all got between y'all legs. Let's just be honest. They look at you for pussy. That's it. They just look at y'all for pussy, man. What's that? You said I'm an old school player. Nah, I'm not I won't. Well, listen. I won't say I'm a player. You know what I'm saying? I'm married now, but I've been around so many women in my life, and I know a lot of men in the manosphere. They try to say, well, men and women can't be friends and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. My thing is, in order to learn about something, you got to be in the presence of it. So how would you ever learn about a woman and know certain things about women? You're not going to know it all because they're not going to disclose it all. But you would know enough about a woman to know how to talk to them, to know how to try to understand, and try to get some kind of connection. Because see, this is one thing I agree with in the manosphere. Women are emotional. They are. They go mostly off of their emotion and their feelings. That's cool. But in order for a man to connect with a woman on that level that she's on, when you get married, and it took me a while to learn this shit, and I'm still learning now, but I'm getting better. That you gotta try to get connected with some of that feminine side that's inside of you. Like what I'm saying is every man is born with masculine and feminine energy. A yin and a yang. It's a balance. Everybody got a mama, everybody got a daddy. So it's feminine and masculine energy right there. A male is gonna lean more to his masculine. Female gonna lean more to a feminine. But what goes wrong in the manosphere is they feel like you're weak or you're soft, you're a beta. If you try to tap into some of that feminine energy. Not saying you're gonna be a feminine man, you still gonna be the man, but you can kind of like connect with your woman on certain levels. Not saying that when she crying, you gonna cry with her. Not saying that. What I'm saying is you able to understand her a little bit better once you start tapping into some of that feminine energy that you do have in you. You said, I've been with the same woman for 20 years on her time. Still ain't figured out what it's with. Hey, you're not going, and I understand that. And that's why I said what I said, because I've been with my wife. Me and her been together ever since 2013. We got married in 2015. We got one child. I have no outside kids. We just got one child together. That's it. I still ain't figured out everything about her. Still learning. And then as the year goes on, she's gonna change. Her mindset gonna change. My mindset gonna change. So it's like at the end of the day, as the years go on, you're still learning about each other. Then you gotta learn the new person that she's gonna become, and you still ain't learning the old person. But you just gotta try to understand things and try to understand where a woman's coming from on certain things. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm still figuring out shit. I ain't but 32 years old, so I know I don't know it all. I never know it all. You know what I'm saying? Say, but she do know I only put up with so much. And that's true. Like that's anybody in a relationship, man or woman. We human. We're not God. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit here and just allow a whole bunch of dumb shit to happen to us or whatever like that before we just throw in the towel. See, that's why we'll never be God. Because humans, we tend to hold grudges and shit like that. But see, my whole thing about the manosphere is they contradict themselves a lot, right? Now, one contradiction, and I always bring this up, one contradiction that the manosphere have, they will say, let's just say you go on a panel or whatever, or you go to a show or whatever, and you got a bunch of men up there, they'll say some shit like, well, if two men are arguing or having a discourse or whatever, they'll call one of the other men feminine because he's yelling, he's going back and forth. They be like, oh, you feminine, man, you emotional, bro, you acting like a woman. But then, if a woman get on them and she's arguing, going back and forth with a man or with a woman, they say, oh, you're masculine. How the fuck can they go together in the same sentence? Men, one thing about men, we're not too quick to sit here and be yelling at each other because we already know sometimes the tone of your voice, it can be a fight after that shit. See what I'm saying? But see, I don't look at a woman as masculine when she trying to defend herself. You got men coming at her, she trying to defend herself, or she get into an argument with a woman or something like that. That's not masculine to me. She's doing what she's supposed to do because she's a woman. She's a woman. She don't fight with her words. She's in her feminine energy. That's her feminine energy. Let's just call it what it is. A man ain't gonna too much do all that fucking yelling. I know I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and yell and go back and forth with you too long because what the fuck I gotta do that for? Why should I do that? A real man gonna say what they gotta say and let that shit go. A real man ain't gotta sit here and argue back and forth with nobody, man or woman. I don't have to sit here and argue with nobody. I'm gonna say what I gotta say to you, and I'm gonna let that shit go. And if you still talking, you can do that talk. But I ain't got nothing else too much to say. I already said what I had to say. But I'm gonna keep going back and forth with you before I try to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of guys in this manosphere, in this manosphere, yeah, I'm gonna drop the link. Give me a few minutes because I gotta run in the store real quick. So give me a few minutes and I'll drop that link for you and I'll let you come up and you can talk. You know what I'm saying? We can talk it out or whatever like that. Just give me a few minutes. Just hold on just a few minutes. All right, man. I'm back. Let me drop the link. I had to run in the store, and I didn't want that. I didn't want all that going on in my background. Uh, but if you still hear truth and doubt, uh, I got that link. I got that link posted in the chat for you if you still here. But back to the regular scheduled program. My thing is this, man. I hear what these guys saying in the manosphere. I hear what they say, but we don't know how these guys live outside this internet, man. See, a person like me, what I say on the internet, I really live this shit. When I say I'm the type of man that I'm gonna discuss things with my wife, I discuss shit with my wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go out here and make a big major purchase without running this shit with my wife first. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that my wife got control over me or none of that shit. All I'm saying is, at the same time, sometimes, a lot of times in a marriage, man, you gotta try to involve your wife in certain things. It's just a respect thing, man. Not saying you a beta nigga or a simp or whatever these niggas be trying to say. But you in a marriage or a relationship, man, you can't just go out there and make a $30,000-$40,000 purchase and then expect for your woman to be cool with that just because you a fucking man. You gotta run that shit by, man. At the end of the day, she might not like your decision, but if it's a beneficial situation, if it's gonna benefit y'all, then she might not see the bigger picture. But you still might have to. You gonna have to make a decision as a man. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand certain things that these men talk about in this manosphere space. They try to make it seem like they wife. They wife don't talk at all. They make all the decisions. They whatever they say go. They ain't gotta run shit by their wife. They ain't gotta do none of it. They don't have none of these problems that niggas like me be talking about. They don't have none of these problems. They in heaven. They in fucking heaven. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way that shit like that, dog. But how can we prove it? I don't never see them bring their motherfucking wife on camera and say, and say that shit they be talking about on fucking YouTube. I don't see them bring their wife on camera and talk that same talk. The only reason why, I'm being honest with y'all. The only reason why I'm on live right now is because I'm at work. I'm at work. I drive trucks. I'm at work. But if I didn't have to work and I was at home, I wouldn't be on live. I wouldn't be on live. I'd be in the bed with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Hey, can you put a thumbs up so I can know you're a real person? Can you put a thumbs up in the back so I can know you're a real person? Can you put a thumbs up in the back for me? Hey, what's going on, Jeff?
So, bro, hey, man, I'm Truth and Doubt. I was the one in the chat earlier.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
So, bro, talking real shit, bro. You just letting it all hang out or what, man? What's up with you, man? Why you feel like you need to go on YouTube live stream and let it all hang out, man? I mean, I feel you. I ain't got nothing out, but I don't think it's nothing wrong. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I think it's very honorable. I just wonder what happened, man.
Say that
What you
again, Jeff.
trying to
What you say?
say, man? I said,
Hold on, Jeff.
you trying to record me?
All right, Jeff. I'm trying to make sure my earphone. I couldn't hear you. Now, what you saying now?
You recording me?
I'm having some difficulty right now. Hold on. For some reason. Hold on, just a second. Trying to work some things out here. Uh,
You want me to
Let me
talk?
work some
Can you hear
kinks
me
out
now? Can you hear me now?
real quick, like.
Can you hear me all right?
All right.
You got me? You hear me?
All right, what you were saying now, Jeff?
Can you hear me?
Are you muted? I can't hear you.
Oh shit, no. I ain't muted. Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
I can't hear you, Jeff. I can't hear you. Truth and doubt. I can't hear you. Are you muted
That's
or
crazy.
is it me?
No, I'm not muted. You can see my bubble moving over there. Damn. Let me try it again. I'll try again.
Hold on,
Try
let me get
again.
my settings real quick. Uh, it might be me. It might be me. Just hold on, just a second. Let me get my audio right.
Hear me. Can you hear me now? No, you ain't got nobody every day. It's always something getting in your damn way.
Oh man, I'm having some difficulty. I can't hear anything. Yeah, go out and come back in, and we'll see how it works. Go out and come back in. Yeah, yeah. Cause I don't know if it's my mic, I don't know if it's me, or I don't know if it's you. Just come back in, hit that link again, and we'll try to have a discussion. We'll try to talk, man. We'll chop it up. But yeah, man, these Mansfield guys, man, they troop me out a lot, man. Like I said, if it's me, y'all put a thumbs up in the chat if it's me. Put a one in the chat if it's me. If y'all can hear me, put a thumbs up. If you can't hear me, just put a thumb down. We're gonna do it like that because I gotta make sure it ain't my mic or my two piece or whatever going on. I gotta make sure that everybody can hear me, and I gotta make. I don't know what's going on, but I can't hear nobody when they come into the room. Let's see if I can get Jill back over there.
Got me?
Say something for me, Jill. Say something for me.
You hear me? You hear me?
I still can't hear.
Damn.
Every young.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good, man. I've
I
been
still
working
can't
on.
hear. Hold on. I got something going on here. Uh, let me
I've
try
been
this.
talking
Let me
about
try.
all
It
these
might be
other
me. It might
motherfuckers
be me. It might be me.
all night long.
It
It ain't
might be.
nobody do. Me,
Okay, I can hear you a little
you
bit
got
now.
me? You got
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you
You
now.
got me?
Yeah, I can hear you
You
now.
got me? All right, man.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
just
hear
gonna
you.
keep talking to you. You can hear me. All right.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. All right. Da. You know, I like to party. You good?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
But
You hear me okay?
so like I appreciate you being here too. Uh,
Yeah.
cause I be doing a little late lives like this for right now because I'm temporary, just doing for temporary right now. But you know, usually I'll be doing my shows around about. I'll go live around about 7:30, somewhere up in there on
I'm gonna
certain
tell you
days.
right. I'm gonna tell you right now before we even get started. I'm a white boy.
It's all good. I don't think about race or color or nothing like that. So you good on that one.
All right. I'm just letting you know, cause
But so
in my opinion, Kanye was right. You know what I mean? He talking about the
yeah,
damn Jews running shit, and I'm like, yeah, we white folk been getting blamed for the damn Jews shit all these damn years, and the brothers they keep beating us up, trying to get mad at the white folk, and it's the damn Jews doing it. I know for a fact because I went to an all black school. All
yeah,
black school I went to when I was a kid in Houston. Houston. And them brothers kept whipping my ass, telling me that my grandpa owned their grandpa. And finally, the good brothers come out and be like, after about 3, 4 weeks, about, come over here, white boy. You know, and that's when I learned right then racism. is bullshit. Cause it's always good people and bad people
Right.
every damn way, you know. And so,
Well, so tonight, what I'm
but I
talking about
know,
tonight,
yeah,
yeah, like what I'm talking about tonight is I'm
mhm.
talking about the manosphere and how they contradict themselves on a lot of shit, man. You know, I don't know
You
if you
talking about?
familiar with the manosphere and
Oh
shit like
yeah,
that.
oh yeah, oh yeah, boy. I've been with the same damn woman 20 years. Hmm. And I got a daughter. I know what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah, so I was just talking about that because a lot of the stuff that they say don't make sense to me, man. And I just
Ain't
have
no
to, you know
damn
what I'm
thing.
saying? It be like okay, when I go on these shows and I be listening to these panels and stuff, some stuff I can agree with, but a lot of that shit don't make sense. And I be like, man, what kind of woman y'all got? Like,
Hmm.
is no woman that I have been around my whole life, you know what I'm saying, that didn't get emotional or you know what I'm saying, like that just sat in the corner and not said shit. Like every woman I done seen that throughout
Nah.
my lifetime, they got a
Yeah, yeah.
backbone. Like they gonna speak up for
Hmm.
themselves. They ain't gonna just let you
Damn right.
lead
Hmm.
their ass off a cliff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah, 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 yeah. So what they comparing themselves to? Why they trying to pretend like project on us like, well, just because we speak up for ourselves, we trying to put them in a damn corner. You know damn good and well they ain't no motherfucking corner. You ever hear that? Like, your woman ever get mad at you and you like, it's like, she try to say that you try to oppress her or whatever. Like, you try to put her in the corner and keep her from speaking. And you're like, hell no, I don't mind you speaking, but I just want you to speak like for real, like be real.
right,
You know,
like,
I'm trying to solve a motherfucking problem. I ain't trying to create motherfucking problems. I'm trying to solve a motherfucking problem. And with your goddamn emotions, you run in your motherfucking mouth, you create more motherfucking problems than it needs to motherfucking be. I'm trying to solve a motherfucker.
well, see, that's the thing.
I love you, baby. I love you. I'm sorry I gotta talk this way, but god damn,
And see,
sometimes
that's
you
the
got to
thing.
shut the fuck up and listen.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like that's the thing. Like I've been married 7 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been married 7 years, but I've been with her longer. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, it's like, yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
gonna let she I'm gonna make the final decision on whatever. But I have no
Mm-hmm.
problem
See?
with on the like trying to get a point of view across. Like put it like this,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not gonna go out here and make a big ass major purchase on a car or house or something
Yeah.
like that without
Yeah.
without bringing that shit to my wife and being like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's look at this right here. What you think about that right there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
I just
damn good
want
and
to hear.
well she gonna pick out the color. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I'm listening.
But yeah, like my whole thing is when I hear these guys talk in the manosphere, they try to make it seem like just because I'm a man that my wife ain't I ain't gotta say nothing to my wife. I just do what I do. I'm gonna do what I do and she just go with it.
Nah.
And I
Shit,
never
no.
ran across any woman like that throughout my life. Never ran across
Mm-mm.
no woman like that.
No,
Not one.
no, 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 not one. No, no, ever. No, you right. Keep calm.
Yeah, so I never ran across that shit. So I'm just going
Mm.
off of my experience. So I
That's because
can't
it
I
don't
can't
happen.
right. So
See,
I know if
I guarantee you, if you was in Saudi Arabia or I don't know, Afghanistan, China, whatever the fuck, whatever country you can think of as the most manosphere of all, I guarantee you, it don't make a damn. If you go to buy a car and that woman don't get to pick out the color, you ain't getting none that night. At least not no willing. She might lay down and throw you a little bit unwilling, but she ain't gonna like it. And there's a big difference between the loving of a woman that loves you and the loving of a woman that hates you.
Right. But see, a lot of these guys, like I said, I think to me, I think they just want women for to have babies and cook and clean and that's
They
it.
just use
Like,
women for status. They just use women for a status symbol.
right.
Just
I
status.
think and see the thing about it is like with my household, like with the way I look at things, I try to be fair. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Yeah,
just
yeah.
lean on the fact. I don't try to lean on the fact that
Mm-hmm.
I'm the man and you gonna do what I say. It ain't that type of
Mm-hmm.
father with me because
Mm-hmm.
I, I
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make all the right decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm
Yeah.
human. I'm human, man. You know what
Shit.
I'm saying? So
You know, them
my wife,
women
my
is
wife
pretty
might make
damn
some good
smart.
decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
See, my wife,
No, that's right.
see, my
Mm-hmm.
wife is a very smart lady. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, I will be a fool to sit here and discredit. You know what I'm saying? Her thought
Mm-hmm.
process. That
Yeah.
ain't that that ain't fair, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You right. You
So
sure right.
I
Yeah.
gotta go to her and be like, okay, and get a different
Mm-hmm.
perspective on certain things because I
Yeah.
might be looking at some one way.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? She'll
Yeah,
probably look
man.
at things
Yeah.
from a whole different spectrum.
Yeah, yeah, man. My old lady helps me all kind of shit. I be trying to figure shit out, and she'll run. Sometimes I get mad. I'm like, man, you don't know a damn thing. But, but if I just shut up and listen, I'm like, holy shit! How the hell did she know what I was needing, and she didn't know nothing about it? You know, that trips me out, man. I just
Yeah,
shut up
but
and listen. I just shut up and listen. I mean,
yeah,
I still
that's
get mad. I get frustrated, man. But I know I can trust her because she ain't trying to hurt me or prevent me from solving anything. She's
right.
trying to help. Yeah,
And
yeah. And
that's how we gotta look at it.
I love having somebody that I can trust help me. I love. I mean, I ain't never had that my whole life until I got with my old lady, and I love having that, bro. I think it's beautiful. I wish I could develop it further, to be honest with you. But you know, I mean, I think it's good. I think it's
This, this
good.
this is the thing right here. Like I was saying earlier about everybody got masculine and feminine energy. If you a man or a woman, you got both of them in you because you got a mother and a father. All right. So at the end of the day, in order to try to understand a woman, some kind of way we gotta try to, and I know it's hard for us straight men, heterosexual men. It's hard for us to kind of tap into that softer side, that vulnerable side. It kind of hard because we've been told our whole life we can't cry, we gotta be tough, we gotta work hard, we gotta do all this other like tough guy shit. So it kind of hard for us to even turn that switch on and off. But at the same time, you got to try to figure out a way to try to connect on a more emotional level with a woman in certain situations. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
like if your woman has a miscarriage or something like that, you can't sit there and be a tough guy and tell her, well, you need to suck it up. You know what I'm saying? Quit all that
yeah,
goddamn crying and shit
mm-hmm.
like that. You can't be like that, man. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta you gotta embrace her and make her feel
Mm-hmm.
like everything gonna be all right that you got her. You know what I'm saying? Like no
Mm-hmm.
matter what, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's what
That's
I'm
right.
that's what I'm talking about, like showing that vulnerable side. Not saying that
Mm-hmm.
every time she crying about something, you crying with her. I ain't even talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I'm saying like in certain situations, you do have to try to connect with that woman on an emotional level.
yeah,
Because a
yeah.
woman, in order for her to even have sex with you, If she ain't there mentally, she's not gonna have sex, bro.
You know what, man? I don't even worry about having sex anymore. But I just worry about trying to keep that bond. You know what I mean? I don't even. I mean, you've been married what 7 years, so you gonna learn. I've been with the same woman about 22 years, so but you're gonna learn that it ain't really about sex, it's about that bond. That's what you gotta hold on to, that trust.
Yeah,
And you gotta be consistent, right? I mean, I don't want you to be mean or nothing like that, but you talking about that emotional shit. So you sure right. So like if the dog dies, you gotta, you know, hopefully you love the dog and you feel bad for it too. So you know what I mean? So and like you were saying about the miscarriage or whatever, and you know, fuck society, fuck what they think, man. If you feel like crying, cry, motherfucker, cry. Don't be worried about that shit. And if your woman don't like it, fuck her too.
right. See, my thing is
Mm.
my whole aspect
See,
of
one thing,
when
one
they
thing, one thing I don't like about what you're saying is about how you ain't supposed to be sensitive and shit. But I understand what you're saying, man. But I'm a, I guess I'm guilty of being a little bit extra sensitive as a man. I ain't no queer, nothing like that, but I do I sympathize, I empathize with the pain of others.
yeah.
And
See what I'm saying is like I'm gonna use me for example. All right, my whole life growing up from a boy to a man, you know, I was always taught a man ain't supposed to cry. A man ain't supposed to just, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to work hard. You
yeah,
supposed to. It's like
I was
that's what I
too.
was told. But
Yeah,
at
me
the
too.
same time, I look at it like this: if you get to a point where your motherfucking eyes is about to water up, let that shit out, man. Just cry, like let it out because
Yeah,
you still gonna have emotions whether you're a man or not.
yeah,
You gonna have emotions
yeah.
because it's like in the manosphere they try to make it seem like men don't have emotions, but men have
So
emotions too.
you
We got
want
feelings.
you
We hurt just like everybody else.
you want your friends to love you for something you ain't. You want your friends and family to love for something you are.
Right. I
See?
want my friend to love me for who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, me too. Mhm.
if I'm hanging around my homeboys and
If I got a
I'm going through
friend,
something,
yeah, uh,
like
yeah,
if I'm going through something and I'm hanging around my homeboy, right? And
hmm
some tears start falling out my eyes and they don't look at me no
yeah,
different. Those are your real friends. But people that'll
hmm
talk about you and stuff like that, oh man, you soft, man, you
hmm
crying or whatever, whatever. You might not need to be friend with them because they
don't
not
need them.
empathize. They don't know how to empathize with you, man.
Yeah,
They not on a mature
yeah,
level. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to, you know what I'm saying, decipher the two.
yeah, hmm yeah.
So, you know,
So you're right.
that's my whole point about the manosphere is they say a lot of talking points which sound good on the internet, but at the same time in real life, the talking points that they have, it really don't match
Mm-hmm.
real life. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, so no, you're right. It's good you be
like
saying that, man. You don't hear a lot of real men talking about that the way you are. You're able to say that very eloquently. And that's good. I think it's good. I think it's what you just said is a good thing, man. And it's just too bad you ain't got all the listeners listening. But
yeah, cause
you said
everybody
like,
like the reason why a lot of people ain't over here tonight because a lot of people probably going to, they probably out partying or whatever, or
It's
they probably got
Friday. Yeah.
they probably on another channel, you know what I'm saying, listening to that bullshit, and people argue all night. So it's cool with me, man. Like I'm used to doing shows where it's just one person, two people, probably five people in the room. I don't care if it's nobody in the room. I'm still gonna say what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Because I got something I want to say. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter about who
Yeah.
here, long as if they can go back and watch the video and just get something out of it, then I accomplished my goal. You know what I'm saying? Like my
I
goal
would, I
is,
would, I would, I would want to go live, man. Do I have to pay or something like that to go live?
well, if you got a YouTube channel, the best thing to do is go on StreamYard, start you an account with StreamYard. You can start out with the basic. They'll start you out with the basic plan, and like whenever you decide you want to go live. I know with the basic plan you get like 20 hours a month. So you can start out with that, and then like if you want to upgrade your plan, you'll have to pay something. But at the end of the day, it's like it's different streams that you can use to go
So,
live.
so you pay to go live. You pay to
No,
get your
well,
word out.
no, well, right now I'm just using the basic plan. I'm just using what they already gave me, so I don't pay nothing. I'm just limited on how many hours. I'm limited on a lot of things that I can do on my lives. But like when I do, because I am gonna upgrade my package one of these days when I decide I want to do it. But I am gonna do that because I'll be able to do more things. You know what I'm saying? To kind of like interact with people and stuff like that more, and I can have more people on the panel and stuff like that. Just for those different reasons. But just get my word out, man. I get my word out by any means. I can go live,
Now,
or I can just drop a video. I can do a video on my phone, and I can just upload it to YouTube and stuff like that. You know.
yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. But I sure would like to ask you a personal question, man. And
Okay.
I kind of took you off as a black man or Aborigine, whatever you call yourself. You be, um, what you think about what Ye said about the Jews running shit?
Well, this are my thoughts, and this is just my opinion. Uh, what he said wasn't no lie.
Nope,
Uh, the Jews been running shit for a long time,
nope.
and by him being a artist in the music industry, and he's in these different industries where Jews
Yep.
do run a lot of shit. He see the back
Mhm,
end of stuff. He see what goes on behind the scenes.
mhm,
So the stuff that he see, we
mhm.
not seeing. So
Yep.
I'm not gonna feel sorry for any race because I don't look at. I'm not gonna look at race as a whole. I just look at your character. I look at how people treat me. So I haven't had no Jews do nothing wrong to me, but at the same time, I can still empathize with what Kanye said because I have heard the stories of different artists and entertainers and how they complain about what's going on behind the scenes. So I can kind of get a visual when they talk, and I can be like, well, damn, that's fucked up what they going through or what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I can empathize with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing against
Like
the
a,
Jews or nothing like that.
as a white man, I do have something against the Jews because they use their whiteness as a excuse to blame white man for what they done that white man didn't do. And I used to get my ass whipped by the brothers from the fucking slavery and shit. And brothers that beat the fuck out of me. So I do have something against the Jews, and I know for a fact that if I was to look up what the hell the Jews' problem was, it would say right there, the Amalek. They don't like their worst enemy is the white man, and they want to use the brothers, the black folk, as a tool against us. They've been doing this the whole damn time, and I do have something against the Jews, and I haven't got no problem saying it to their face. And even though I ain't never really had, um, I always thought I never knew a Jew, right? But then
Right.
when all this shit started coming, when I started realizing all this shit, I started thinking and I started doing research and I started looking up at people that own my local liquor store. I started looking at all the last names of the friends that I had that fucked me over with money and shit. And guess what? Every single motherfucking one of them was. And then when I look at the brothers and their wives and the uh the abortion rate, how they got us convinced that we gotta go around having fun instead of raising children as though children are a burden. They put that in our heads at school. That shit ain't right. I love kids. I wish I could have had 20, 30 little kids running around, little rascals. But they want to make life so difficult. Just, just getting up, going to work, just to survive. Ain't right. That ain't right. I don't give a
Nah, it
damn.
ain't right. Like my thing is, and I say this to my wife all the time. I tell her all the time. I said we really ain't supposed to be working the way we work in order to
Mm-mm.
enjoy the fruits of, you know what I'm saying,
That's
enjoy the
right.
fruits of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, just working to pay bills, you work hard for your
Mm-hmm.
money and then all your money gone because you paying bills. There's no way to live. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you living in hell. And like hell
Mm-hmm.
to me is just hell is just a loop. Like you repeating
Yeah.
things, you repeating the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
That's hell to me. So if I gotta go to work,
Yeah.
if I gotta clock in every day at the same time, leave at the same time, go through the same shit every day, that's hell to me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't
Yeah.
even enjoy the fruits of
Yeah.
my labor because I gotta take care of this. I gotta do that. I gotta do this. I can't party. I can't. I just can't live. It's like everybody. If you think about it, everybody is enslaved in some kind of way. And it's
Yeah.
like a modern. It's like a modern day type of slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was the age old belief of money. That old one eye, that old one eye. You sit there, you won't act like trading blood, sweat, and tears for a piece of paper. It's a sin.
Right.
When I do all this work, I do all this work, and you gonna pay me with a piece of paper? Shit.
Right.
Anyways, I'm gonna mute out. I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Make sure to mute yourself. And everything like that too. Uh, but anybody that's tuning in, if y'all do come in, make sure y'all hit that like button. Uh, uh, I got Truth and Doubt on the panel right now. Shout out to him for being on the panel tonight. Uh, and everything like that. Um, y'all know how we do it over here on Raw and Uncut. But but yeah, y'all, like this manosphere shit. The way people view things. Uh, I just tell people all the time, like, go off of what, go off of your experiences, that what you experience. Don't worry about the stats, the data. Don't worry about the statistics that they try to throw up in your face. Just worry about, think about the stuff that you can control, and the stuff that you can't control. Don't worry about it because The stuff that you can't control, that's the stuff that stress you out the most. See, the stuff that you can control, they're the stuff that you need to try to work on. See, a lot of times we focus on stuff that don't even matter.
All right, man, I'm back. You
Okay, we got you back, man. We got you back. You might hear some. I might be going on and off of mute because I'm actually at work and everything. So you might hear a lot of stuff in the background, but yeah, like I just look at the world in a whole different view, man. I don't try to be one sided about things. You know what I'm saying? I just try to look at the world for what it is, you know, and I try to control the things I can control, and the things I can't control, I just don't even worry about it no more.
mm, what do you think about spreading the word, the things you can't control, controlling you?
Yeah, like
Like, like pretend like you're Kanye. You got all this money, ain't no need for you to say nothing. You got all this money coming in, all of a sudden, wham! He's like, he gonna control the things he can't control, and the things he can't. All he had to do is not say shit. And look at all the brothers that have been successful that are ratting on his ass, talking shit about him and shit. They all know. They know everything he said is true. But still they still gonna pretend like it ain't. So
the
mm,
reason,
mm, mm, mm.
the reason why I look at stuff like that, like the stuff I can control, I try to control that. The reason why I look at the world like that is because, like, when I think about my granddad, uh, he never thought in a million years that my grandma would leave before him. So everything he did, everything that he put in place was to, you know what I'm saying, make sure she was straight when he left here, right? But at the same time, my grandma left before he did. You see what I'm saying? He didn't take that into consideration. He didn't think about himself. He thought about the stuff that he couldn't control, like death and stuff like that. He thought about that aspect. So I look at stuff like, man, listen, hey, yeah, I'm gonna have stuff in place for my wife. I'm gonna have stuff in place for my daughter and stuff like that. But at the same time, man, I still gotta live too, and I gotta look at the fact that one day I might have a stroke. You know what I'm saying? That's something I can't
Yeah,
control. I can't control if I'm gonna have a stroke or not. I can't control that.
yeah, well, the main thing is, in my opinion, is to teach it. slavery is a mental construct. It's a mind game. So if you want to play Monopoly, you go play, but you better learn that that's just a damn game. And the odds of you winning are very slim, and they will fucking kill you. So I know it sounds like dumb shit, but unfortunately, the people you're playing against don't like to lose, and they will kill you just to win. They kill all your people, your whole fucking culture. They'll abort you. They just it's like that the Bible uh passage where before Jesus was born, where that what was this Herod, King Herod, he went around, he wanted to kill all the firstborn. That's what they doing to you and your people. They killing all of you. They don't want you to live because they don't want no smart, no genius, no nothing, man. These motherfuckers. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't got no love for no motherfucking Jews. And the only reason I say
I'm,
that is because of what they do to us. What they say about us, what they say about you. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being the nice guy. I'm tired of being the tolerant one. I'm tired of being the 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 useful one. I'm tired
right.
of it. I
I
don't want
know. At once upon a time, like when I when I first started making content, my wife, she had a talk with me, and she said, cause she was worried about my safety because a lot of the stuff that I used
Shit
to
ain't
say,
right.
yeah, and she was worried about my safety. She was worried about our child. She was
Word.
worried about because a lot of stuff that I say, if I had a big platform, if I had a big channel, the stuff that I do talk about when it comes to politics and stuff like that, when I do talk about that stuff, she already know like people get deleted for that. People get killed for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you got people in
You
high
see that
places.
shit?
You got people in high places that if you a big influencer and you can influence a whole lot of people, they don't like that shit. They don't like the fact that you got thousands of people watching you and listening at you, and they actually following what you say, or they actually waking up and saying, "Damn, he made sense." You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. So when they see stuff like that can get you counseled out. You know what I'm saying? They can do something to get your ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So,
See, that's the risk we take.
I had to take that in consideration too. You know what I'm saying? On a lot of things.
They said that that who was it said Peter Thiel somebody one of these rich motherfuckers said I think it was Andrew Tate. Was that his name? Andrew Tate. He said
Probably
we
Andrew
got
Tate.
he said we got an epidemic of cowards. That's what he said.
You know, I always think about on the Constitution, right? It always starts out with we the people, right? We the people, right?
You,
So
you
that
more.
just that right there alone should let people know that we the people means that we are the ones that can change the world. But
Unfortunately,
they
you're wrong because when they wrote that, they didn't mean you. They don't consider you or me a person. They don't. They look at us as shadow. We're not the human beings that have rights. They meant that for themselves. And I would love to direct you to one of my favorite YouTubers by the name of High Frequency Radio, Yusuf L. He's a brother, and check out his latest video. I mean, they don't they don't consider us as the human being, bro. Because the Bill of Rights and the Constitution wasn't written for us. They look at us like we dogs, like animals, like sheep to be uh, harvested.
I look
Unfortunately,
at
that's
I look at it like this. If everybody that felt the type of way about the government or whatever, whoever in the high places pulling the strings, if we was to stop buying the things that they promote and stop
yep,
indulging in the shit that they want us to
yep,
indulge in, they will have to
yep.
bow down to us. It's more
That's
us
right.
than them.
You're right. You so right.
It's more of us than them. And I'm talking about even
Right.
the people in the military. I'm just saying, even let's just
Mm-hmm.
say the people in the military say, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
We tired of this shit. We ain't finna keep doing this bullshit that y'all want us to do for no fucking reason. And everybody
Mm-hmm.
that turned against the higher ups, don't you know they'll start trying to listen to our demands and
Mm-hmm.
listen to what we got to say.
No,
But they
because they
keep us
think
so divided though.
no, because the only thing they care about is the idea, the belief in money. That's what everybody says. They say, "I'm just doing my job." The great Mona, the one-eyed devil. And that's what they do. Everybody believes in a system of barter, but they the ones that decide what the barter is supposed to look like, even though they're not the ones sweating, bleeding, uh, doing all the labor and stuff. They taking back counting their money. And it's just stupid. It ain't real. It's just stupid.
Right.
But that's what they do, and that's what it is. And people just believe it, no matter how fucking far advanced I've seen people get. And they always come back. If you really want to make money, this is what you got to do. And it's like, hold up, wait a minute. A while ago, you was talking about money ain't real. And now you talking about, I got to suck that dick, get it. And
See, like I'm gonna use me for an example again. I like using myself because I don't really like using nobody else but myself. Like when it comes to money, man, it's not everything to me. And I'm gonna be honest. I needed to survive. I needed to support my family. You know, yes, I like nice things as well. But just like on my screen right now, if you can look on my screen, I got my cash app up there. Not one time has I begged anybody that came in here for any money. I only put it up there because if somebody feel like they want to donate to me, I accept donations. That only gonna help my channel. But at the same time, I don't beg for money because I can get shit on my own. I go to work every day. I don't have to beg people on the internet for money. I don't have to go out here and beg people for money and all that type of stuff because at the end of the day, it's way more to life than just money. It's way more than more. It's way more than that. And see, that's what it is. A lot of times, like I said earlier, before you got up here, a lot of these guys that's in the manosphere and stuff like that, they feel like if you got all this money, then you got all the power. And that's just not how it works, bro. It don't work like that.
no, they're fixing to learn the hard way because this shit fixing to go down, and you gonna be paying thousands of dollars just for a loaf of bread. This shit been done before. It ain't no new thing. It's all been rehearsed. They tried true. That's why they keep doing it over and over again. Because they just keep doing it. So, man, if you don't want to listen, you don't want to learn, you don't want to look, fuck it. That's what it's gonna be.
Right.
You think
See,
that
my thing is, like, if you just look throughout the years, They always try to do little test runs to see how the people act,
Mhm.
see how people gonna react to
I
certain
call it, I
things.
call it, I call it shot test, where they boom, like COVID-19, boom, that's it. Then they're
Right.
gonna see how far they're gonna go, and I imagine what the next thing's gonna be. It's gonna be real bad. It's gonna be real.
See,
Hmm.
they see. Look,
And then you got people
the
fighting because they white and black. You got people fighting that should be teaming up together. The
right.
William should be teaming up, whoever, but the black folk think that the white folk done this, and the white folk think the black folk done this, and really the goddamn Jews is the one motherfucking need to be held in the spotlight, in
See,
my opinion.
see. A lot of things has been erased from history, right? So let's go down in history and let's just be honest. A lot of the slavery started with Jews. Jews started this shit. They started this shit.
Well,
I'm just gonna keep it honest. They started the slave trade first. They started this shit, and they still doing it to this day. In certain countries, they are still enslaving people. They still doing it, but that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game. See, we
that's the
can't
man.
talk. We see
That's
they don't. If we talk about that stuff, they will silence us. See, when this video post on YouTube, YouTube might give me a strike on my page because of what I'm talking about. Because they know I'm telling the
well,
truth.
that is the manosphere because the manosphere is controlled by the propaganda, the idea, the man, public opinion status. That is it's not testosterone. You can get testosterone levels boosted by your own ideology of what you think a real man is. When you have women and queers telling you that in order to be a real man, you gotta suck this asshole. Well, then after they keep saying that shit, after long enough, what you gonna do? You gonna be like, oh damn, I love that, but let me suck that. So stupid. It's fucking stupid. That's what they do, man. And if you do actually look up history, and you want to go back to before Germany, before Hitler took control, and you look at what they did to them folks up in Weimar, the Weimar Republic, and look at what happened to all them white folks that was sitting there, they pretending like they were transsexual. They did the same damn thing in Rome. Every freaking where they go, they want to fucking subvert society, pretend like it was the white folks that was did it, and blame it on the white folks when they was the ones that done it. I don't know how you get to be a Jew when you're white. What the fuck ever. I just think this shit needs to come to an end. I think it needs to come once and for all. And
But see,
if
look,
Google and all these motherfucking fact checkers want to fucking pretend like they got any goddamn credibility, they need to figure out who the fucking Jews are, settle it once for all, define anti-Semitism. Who gives a fuck? What difference does it make if I'm an anti-Semite or a racist? Who gives a fuck? I still love you. Let's pretend like I'm a white supremacist. So the fuck what? I still love my black brothers. I still love my people of the earth. Just because I'm a white supremacist don't mean shit. Don't mean shit. Don't mean I hate your guts. I want to kill you or anything. I'm not even
but
a
see,
white supremacist, dude. But I have argued with the white supremacists so much for 20 fucking years. And I finally realized, look, man, these guys are not. They're not to hurt anybody. They just want to make sure that the white race don't fucking get bred out. That's it. They just don't
You know,
want white people to be.
I heard that before. I heard that before.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
heard exactly what
They,
like what
they
you
just,
just
they
said
just all,
about what you just said about they don't want the white race to be wiped out or whatever. I heard that before. I heard it somewhere before.
yeah, yeah. It's called the Kalergi plan. A Jew couldn't have Kalergi when they invented Zionism. The Jews hate white folks. It goes back into the damn Bible days shit. And they hate white folks. They hate Europeans. They want to kill us. So they use the blacks and all the melanated people. They pretend like they're victims. They get you guys thinking that you're victims. Blah blah blah. It's a long fucking story, man. I can prove it, but I'm not gonna worry about it. The important thing is
So
you
so
care about your woman.
so let me ask
You
you
take care of
something.
your woman. You take care about your kids.
So
What
let me
about
ask you
you?
something. Are you are you married or you y'all just been together for a long time?
Yeah, I'm not married. We've been together a long time. I don't know.
So let me ask so let me ask you this.
We break up, make up every damn day. You know what I mean?
Right. So let me ask you this, because this is something that I hear in the manosphere all the time. So do you think that women control the access to sex?
No, yeah.
Okay. So
Well, not really.
do
I
you
mean,
think
I
that
don't know.
men do you,
I mean,
I
it just
mean,
depends. I mean, it depends on what you think sex is. Like a lot of
well,
people think that just uh you have a need whipping out your pecker and going along fucking that's sex, but women don't look at it like that. So, um,
listen,
I mean,
I look at it like this because I feel I do think that women control the access to sex, and I also think that women control the access to relationships. The reason why I think that
mm,
way, this is why I think that way. If your woman that you've been with a long time decides that she really done with you, you're
mm,
done. You know what
that's
I'm saying?
right. Yep.
So that sounds like a person that's in control, even though you can walk away too at the same
Yep.
time. But I try to explain to people what I talk about because it don't make sense. Like if when I proposed to my wife, I got down on my knees and proposed to her. So I'm saying I got down on one knee, I proposed to my wife. See what I'm saying? When you bow down to somebody, when you get on your knee, that's bowing down. You're
Let me
looking up
tell you
to
this.
that woman. So that's a submissive act. That is you putting yourself in a vulnerable situation. So the person that you're
Well,
asking that question to, will you marry me? That person is in control because they can either give you a yes or a no.
yeah, well, you know what? They're not really in control. That's just you pretending like you're in control, like men, like and like women. But the truth is, there ain't no fucking way a woman is ever in control around a man because we all know that a man's gonna be the one jumping in front of the bullets, take care of shit, no matter how fucking gay he fucking is. And in my situation, um, you know, I've been with the same woman for what shit about 20 damn years. So, and she likes to pretend like she in control and stuff. I mean, it's her damn house, but it doesn't really matter because I'm the one that solves the problem. right? There's a
Right.
reason why. There's a reason why she needs a man around. And it ain't no every day. And ain't no man with a big dick. Ain't no man with a good looks. Ain't no man with a lot of damn money. It's a man that can solve problems.
See, the
Now,
thing about it,
one of our worst arguments is when I'm trying to solve a problem, she likes to run her damn mouth and put her 2 cents in, tell me what she thinks, how I should solve it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, It's just you get mad because I don't do what she said, but I'm like, I just asked her, I say, look, you want me to solve this problem or you want to solve it? Because if you want to do it, you're welcome to do it. I'll just go get me some beer, walk off, do my thing. But you want me to do it, you gonna have to just let me do it. I don't mind no input if you're gonna be helpful, but you're gonna worry about ego and who controls what, this, that, and the other. Then go get you a dildo and some lube because I ain't taking it up the ass. You gonna be a woman, be a woman. You gonna be a man. Don't come at me like you a goddamn woman acting like a man. Cause I don't put up with that shit from no man either. You don't come up. I don't give a damn how big tough think you are. If I'm trying to solve a problem, you walk up on me talking about
all
how I'm
right.
supposed to handle this. I'll smack you in your teeth.
Well, see,
Put
this is
up
the
with
thing.
it.
This is the thing. I've said this to my wife plenty of times. I told my wife plenty of times. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm finna get somebody else on.
All right.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
All
Just
right, how you
noticed
doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing just fine.
Yeah, I just your live had come up, and I was listening to a little bit, and that I come up and just offer a perspective or two before heading out. Um, so I take it you're married, right?
Yes, I've been married 7 years.
7 years, okay. And were you married before that?
Oh no, uh-uh.
Okay, okay. So your title here was Anti-Manosphere, because I don't know much about the Manosphere, but so I'm just curious about your title before I move on.
Okay, let me explain. Let me put it into
Let
context.
me ask you: Are you a
Um,
Jew?
when I hold
Are you
on, Jeff.
Jewish?
Hey, Jeff, mute yourself real quick. Um,
Uh,
the reason for my title is I've been on a lot of panels, a lot of shows. Do subscribe to the Manosphere. They have these certain talking points, and
Mm-hmm. You're boarding. Just to let you know,
something.
you're boarding.
Okay, I'm out on the road. Go in and out. It might go in and out. If it does, it'll come back.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if it mess up the live, if I have to.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get through.
Okay. So you were
Uh,
saying about
can
the,
you
the
can you hear me
title,
pretty
the
good right
anti-manosphere. Go ahead. Sorry.
now? Yeah, I was just saying that a lot of talking points that they have don't make sense. So when I
Mm-hmm.
say anti-manosphere, all I'm saying is I don't let these guys speak for me. That I have my own
Okay.
perspective. That
Right.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. Not
You're.
saying that
I get
I
what you're
hate the
saying.
manosphere or
Uh huh. Because I have to admit, it was your title that drew me. I went, Oh, okay. Because I don't know much about the Manosphere, but I went, oh, Anti-Manosphere. Okay, this is interesting. So I just was curious about the title. Um, I do like your point that you're not somebody who wants to use somebody else's talking points, you know, because I think that's a huge problem on YouTube and online in general is like I was somebody that wasn't aware of all these kind of dating and relationship because it's not my thing, but I wasn't aware of this until more recently. And I realized you had all these shows that are on, and it's the same talking points, it's the same stuff regurgitated over and over again. And I think it's unfortunate because I think often it's a lot of stuff that's detrimental to people, whether they're guys or whether they're even women. Um, so I mean, that's one thing that I've noticed. I think there's just too many talking points and too many um, perceptions and narratives that don't really work that are foisted on people on YouTube.
That's my whole premise. That's my
Yeah.
whole premise about it.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely agree. If
I
that's your premise, I
I
agree.
don't allow. Yeah, I don't allow something. I don't for me. It makes sense.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, you're going out. You're borging and going out.
Yeah, hey,
Man,
brother.
can you hear me now? It might be going. It might be going in and out.
We
Yeah,
hear
it
you
is.
now,
It
but
might be
you,
going in and out. Yeah. Well, y'all try to talk it out, and I'm gonna just wait for my phone to come back in the way it needs to. If I need to restart it live, I restart it. But
I see.
yeah,
in and out.
Yeah,
all right,
because
bro.
I don't know where you are, but got some serious borging there.
Yeah, he's at work. He's at work. I don't, you know,
Yeah,
he's
I
at
don't
work.
I don't know where maybe he's traveling or something.
But
I don't know.
for some reason, this is on
Yeah,
his mind, and
I'm actually at work right now.
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Oh, so maybe where you are, that's interfering with it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm out on the road right now. I drive truck, so yeah, it might be
That's what
going
I
in and
thought.
out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you were driving, so that's what I figured it had to be. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand. Okay. Um,
So
you know,
why is this topic interesting to you? What's your name, brother?
well, actually, that's why I asked about the title. So it's the title. I saw the live come up and saw the title and I went, I wonder what this is about. So that's one of the reasons I came up was to get a perspective. And I think his perspective here, what he mentioned that the title was a reference to, I agree with that. I agree with that because I see a lot of these, I don't know, I see a lot of what I think is garbage on YouTube, a lot of talking points and nonsense in this area, relationships and stuff.
Hmm, like, I don't know, Kanye West talking about the Jew. Is that
Well,
garbage?
no, no, I'm talking about all this dating and relationship stuff.
Well, it's the same thing because that's exactly what he was saying, right? He was saying that one of the reasons why he ended up having to get divorced and his kids got taken away from him was because of the contract that the Jews um, levied on him.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest, I really don't know much about what went wrong with his relationship, so I
Yeah,
can't speak on that.
yeah, you can. You know damn good and well. But what do you? How do you think, as a Tuba Lubavitch Jew that a relationship should go between a woman and
I'm sorry. What did you say? I couldn't hear it.
I asked you, what do you think is a proper relationship between a woman and a man?
Oh, a proper relationship between a woman and a man. I think it's one in which the best that at least from my perspective, I think it's one in which both the men and women are comfortable and they're able to be their best. I hate to put it this way, but their best selves, right? Whatever it is they do for a living or whatever it is they're interested in, whatever it is they like doing, they can both be their best selves in their relationships and productive and
Do you think,
constructive, not only as
does
individuals,
that,
but together.
do you think that challenging each other um, in terms of adversary is the way to make them the best they should be? Because we all know that comfort makes lazy folks, and adversary makes strong folks. So,
Well,
do
do
you
you
think
want,
that?
if you, so let me put it this way. I take it you're in a relationship, right?
Yeah, a very difficult.
Okay. So, from my standpoint, I don't want an adversary as someone who is a girlfriend or, well, I don't want to get married, but I wouldn't want to have an adversary for a girlfriend or somebody that I was in a relationship with. That just
Well,
wouldn't be constructive and
isn't that
productive.
true? Like nobody wants an adversary, right?
No,
But when
not
you think
not no.
about
I
the
mean, I
reality,
mean, I, I'm just being realistic. I don't want one. I would hope no one
yeah,
would want one,
nobody.
but you
I
never
said
know.
nobody.
Yeah,
I would
and
think
I
that
would
what I
say,
said is true.
yeah, and
That
what I would say
nobody
is,
wants an
I can only
adversary.
speak for myself, and I can say I wouldn't want one.
However, an adversary actually makes you grow stronger.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm not saying that I necessarily want an adversary, but
Uh-huh.
I actually have to respect and appreciate the adversary. Um, and it's weird because it does actually seem like, unfortunately, opposites attract. So, I mean, it'd be great, like if we could sit here and think about the perfect woman with the perfect mate, you know. But in reality, what we think is perfect is probably the opposite of what we really need.
Hmm.
Because
Well, I mean,
adversary,
okay, we'll put it this
adversary.
way. Here's what I would say.
Are you a religious man?
No, I'm not religious.
Okay. Well, in terms of so as a atheist, I guess what I should classify you as. What is your
Well, secular person.
okay? Well, yeah. And so, all right. Well, what would you? What is your? I don't know. How do you look at life? It's very difficult for someone that actually believes in God to
Hmm.
imagine what it's
Hmm.
like um, for a person to put myself in your shoes.
Hmm.
Uh, so I try to ask questions. So, like as far as I don't know. You're talking about relationships, so
Okay.
in terms of having a relationship without believing in God, what would be the ideal situation for someone that?
I don't know. I think I don't know that it's a matter of I don't know if it can be defined that way if you're not religious. I would just say
Yeah,
that
I'm sure it was a bad question.
let's just keep it general and say
Yeah, yeah,
everyone has an idea of what the ideal relationship is for them. Wouldn't
right,
that be fair?
right.
Okay. So
I mean,
let me just ask you, what's your idea of an ideal relationship?
well, that would be obviously a person that I can consult with and solve problems with as they arise without an extreme amount of stress or panic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you define a relationship as
Well,
a means to
also,
solve problems. That's what it sounds like.
well, yeah, in my old age, yes, but in my younger days, it was an issue of breeding. But now that I'm bred, I'm not interested in those quantifications. So now it's about being able to build and solve problems. Yes.
Hmm. Interesting. I don't know that I've ever heard anyone express a relationship as problem solving. So that's
Well,
interesting to me.
I
I
look
think
at
that's
it
an
as a
interesting
partnership.
perspective. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I
partnership I've
see.
heard. Yeah. But here's what was interesting to me. I can only speak for myself. You described it as being with someone who can help you solve problems. And I'm trying to remember the rest. Not, I guess that it wouldn't be uncomfortable
Well,
or
it'd be like,
extremely difficult.
yeah, well, no, well, like as problems occur, not to be stressed out by it, like not freak
Right.
out, not panic.
Yeah, that's a different take on a relationship that I've ever heard from anyone else.
Well, I
Normally,
guess it's just my own.
right. And I find it interesting because I don't really hear too many people talk about that as problem solving. People talk about
Right.
problems in relationship all the time. They'll say, "Oh man, I got this problems and these relationships create these problems," but not looking at a relationship in terms of problem solving. I would say my take is that's not my perspective on a relationship, um, because I think life fundamentally is about problems and it's about being able at times to solve problems, but it's fundamentally about, as I see it, reducing your existence down to workable problems that you can solve readily, as opposed to having a lot of problems you cannot solve easily and that are more difficult. So my take on life is that it's about problem solving to a certain extent. As for
Right.
relationship, yeah, I don't really think that way, but I think it's an interesting perspective that we have. At least it's different. I haven't heard it described by others that way.
Well, I can
None of it you said makes any sense.
but let me give my take on what I
Mhm.
what I view a relationship or a marriage. Uh, my take on it is I look at it like a business to me. That's my take. And let me give context. The reason why I say a business, and this is the best example I can give because in a business, you're gonna put a lot into that business that you own. You own that business. Marriage is ownership. Y'all to each other. Y'all a unit. So y'all business partners. Y'all are partners in this. So you're gonna put in a lot, and you're looking to get that reciprocated back. So Whatever I put into my wife, I'm looking for that back in return. So if I'm giving you all this support, not I mean, and then I'm gonna exclude money. I'm just gonna exclude money. If I'm giving you the support and love, and I'm caring for you, I'm protecting you, all that different type of stuff, I'm putting in a lot toward this business. So if I'm not getting that in return, if I'm not getting my investment back, my relationship is shit. So if I'm getting that back in return, I got a good business going right now. So at the
Yeah,
end of the day, I look at it like this is a business because everything gonna come down to decisions, and that's how you handle business. You're gonna negotiate, you're gonna disagree to agree to disagree, and you're gonna come to some kind of decision that's gonna be best for the business. And that's how I view that.
well, that ain't love, brother. Because love is
Yeah,
you're willing.
But
interesting.
see,
I've heard that. I've heard people refer to marriages as business. Now that I've heard before.
right, that's why I say
Here's
certain
here's
things, certain things I agree with in the manosphere because I can relate to that because this the thing. You can marry somebody for love. Okay, let's just say you marry that person for love. But love is not unconditional. Love is
It lasts
conditional.
about love lasts
Somebody
about
I can
2 months.
I can wake up my wife can wake up tomorrow and not be in love with me. It doesn't matter how
You,
long I've been with her, doesn't matter
man,
how much we got invested. At the end of the
man,
day,
dude,
at the end of the
you
day,
ain't gonna live that
my wife can wake up and not love me anymore. Why you think people get
way.
divorced and they say, well, we just
But
grew apart?
see,
That means you fell
see,
out of love, right? You
that's
fell
right
out of
he's
among
love.
wrong,
other
brother.
things.
That's
Yeah,
right. Let me
among
ask you
other
this,
things.
man.
Hold
Hold
on,
on, wait a minute.
hold on, Jeff. Hold on, Jeff. When you people fall out of love every day, people fall out of love all the time. I done seen people that been married 20, 30 years in some kind of way they stuck it out for their kids. That ain't love. That's not love. If I married you for
Yeah,
love,
but that
then
is
let it be that.
business.
But it's not love.
But it's
Love,
business.
you can love the grow you can grow to love somebody. You can grow to
But
love
it's
it.
business. That's business.
You can grow to love somebody. I'm not saying that.
No,
See,
no,
this is
you
my
can't
this,
grow to
this my
love nobody.
perspective.
But if you can also grow not well, here's the thing. You say you can learn to grow to love someone, yes, and you can learn to grow away from loving
As
someone.
a business. As a business.
So just as you mentioned before that you can wake up one day and not be in love with somebody, which is true.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're, it's also the opposite. You know, if you're going to go that route. So I've heard that expressed before, the whole idea of marriage is business. Certainly,
Right.
there is a financial and economic component to marriage, but that's not the same as saying that it's a business. But I, again, that's not unusual. That your perspective is not is not entirely unusual. Um,
Not unusual
would
at
I
all.
say that marriage is a business? Only if you're marrying people.
Yeah, but you're Jewish, right?
No, I'm not. No.
Wow.
Um, so if excuse me, um, so if you're in the business of, so if you're in the marriage aspect, if you're involved with marriage business or marriage in some way, yeah, it's a business. But do I think marriage itself is a business? No, marriage has financial and economic components to it, and money does play a role in it. But I wouldn't say that
What is
marriage is.
money? What is money? What is money? What is money?
Well, to me, money is just I don't know. To me, money is just paper. I mean, it's a means to survive. I can say that because you're gonna need
Absolutely.
money to survive and buy things that you need.
In my
But
opinion, money is a religion. Money is the great monarch. Money is the great monarch. Money. That's what it is. It's a belief system set up from your
Well,
slave master.
there's money and so there's currency, which is what we have, and there's money.
No,
I
we
think
don't
that's
have
the way I would
currency.
say it. Um,
So, but
what
you
people
see
work for
currency.
is currency, which is called money. Um, the bills you get and change you get, so forth, right? Coinage.
The digits on the
Bill.
computer.
It's currency. So currency rises and falls. There's powerful currency and there's weak currency. And the real test in the world, I mean, the real warfare is not so much military, it's economic. And the real kind of might is not so much military, but it's economic and it's currency. If you have a strong currency, more than likely you're going to have a strong economy.
Do you think you could buy a perfect wife?
man, listen, in any relationship, ain't nothing in life guaranteed except for you were born and you're gonna die. That's the only thing that's guaranteed. There's
Mm,
nothing else guaranteed. You can't buy the
yeah.
perfect wife. You can't you can't love a person forever. It's like, yeah, you might love that person today, you might hate them tomorrow. But at the end of the day, it's not a
What do you
blueprint to
mean?
this stuff. It's not a
Hold up.
blueprint to
Wait
this
a
life,
minute.
man.
Hold up. Hold up. Wait the fuck a minute. Did you just say that you can love somebody one day and hate them tomorrow? Well, look, man, that may be true in your world, but in my world, when you love somebody, you can never hate
Why you can't?
Mm,
Why you can't?
mm,
Okay, Joe. So I heard you bring up religion. You brought up God. You brought up God or whatever. So I'm guessing you believe in God. You believe in Jesus Christ. You believe in all that, right? At the end of the
them.
day,
No,
hold on. Let's just. I'm just keep it
absolutely.
right there, D. For those that believe in Jesus Christ, this would have
I
been the
just don't
most
think that you
perfect.
can hate somebody that you love.
Let me tell you something. This is why I'm saying this. A lot of the people that said they love Jesus, even in the Bible, when it was time to kill him, they hated his guts for some kind of reason. They found a reason to hate him, even though he did no wrong and he spread love
I
throughout the
don't believe
world.
in Jesus.
Hold on, you ain't gotta believe in it. I don't believe he walked the earth neither. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a Christian, but I believe there is a higher power. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to love, man, I can love you today, but I ain't gotta. I might not love you tomorrow. It's gonna be some. We're human. You're gonna do something that's gonna set me the fuck off, and I'm gonna be like, man, I don't love this motherfucker like that.
right.
Because you
Yeah,
gotta
I
think about
feel
it.
you. I feel
Think about people that have came into your life, or like
you.
that
Yeah,
you thought was your friend that'll never do you wrong. You
mm,
love this
all
person.
the
You loyal
time.
to this person. If this person hurt you to the core
I feel
and
you,
goes
bro.
out here and fuck your woman that you've been with for 20 years,
Long.
you're gonna hate that motherfucker.
Mhm.
You're right.
So that's again, I think that's a point that people need to understand in regards to relationships, right? Marriages and other relationships.
Mm. Yeah, because
That
it can.
love can
He's right. It
last,
can change on a dime.
that
He was so right.
love in a romantic or relationship or a
Mm-hmm.
marital relationship or even a non-marital relationship
Mm-hmm.
isn't unconditional. It's conditional
Yeah. Well, see,
and
when I was thinking of love,
it lasts as
I wasn't
long
thinking of. I
as
wasn't
Hold,
thinking
hold
of a
on, Joe.
spouse. I was thinking
people
of.
as long as situations and people's attitudes and points of view allow it to last. People's situations could change. People's points of views can change. And their various aspects in their life can change. And thus the love can depart. Couples break up all the time. People divorce because the love that was there initially eventually goes. It's gone for a variety
Right.
of reasons. For a variety of reasons. There are so many I won't even list here, but for a variety of reasons. So you have to understand that anytime that you're in a relationship, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, or a marriage or whatever else, that's based on love, if that the love itself, even if it lasts, and here's another thing, you could be in love and still get a divorce. You could be in love and still break up in terms of a relationship.
That's true.
The love itself does not keep people together. Love is just a part of people being in a relationship and being married. Just a part of it. It's not the
Well,
essential part of it, but it's
you
a
could
part of it.
pretend like it's a business agreement, but it ain't. Not really. It ain't gonna last. And if you do actually consider your marriage as a business agreement, then the only thing you're considering is an accounting form, as assets or liabilities. You're not really concerned about developing love or building love. So it's not real in the first place. If you want to love somebody, you have a kid, see what happens.
Well, you have to keep in mind that marriage itself
A
is
lot of
not
fucking people hate
a
kids.
form that is predicated on love. It's based on arrangement, really. It's also
I,
based on material resources.
I think the majority of life has been predicated on love. In fact, I don't believe that just because a goddamn couple of fucking kings and queens that pretend like they gotta unite the fucking universe and dominate the world with their bloodline means a goddamn thing. I don't think that makes a fucking thing. Nothing. I
Well,
think
it,
that
it
the
was a part
majority
and
of people
parcel of
that gotta
marriage.
get married
That was why
actually
people
do
got
love
married, partly, at least in that strata, that hierarchy. They got married
each other.
because of political alliances.
Have you ever been married?
Have I? No.
Yeah. Well, if you ever do get married, you're gonna realize that it's not about business contract. It's about you're head over heels in love, and you don't give a fuck what it costs.
Well, that's his view. Was that it's a business,
No, that's your
and
view. That's
he's
everybody's
entitled
view.
to his
That's what
view.
marriage is.
He's entitled to his view, and I've heard that before. I It's not how I see it
You know
or
why
how
you're
I
not
look.
married?
But
Because you actually consider it to be a business contract, and you haven't
no,
found
I don't.
anybody
He does.
qualified.
Wait, hold on.
No,
He does
he's
consider
already
it. I'm
married.
not the one who considers it a business.
So why aren't you married?
What do you mean?
Why aren't you married? How old are you? Why aren't you married?
Are you married?
No, I'm not. But I've been with the same woman for 20 years.
And
So I guess
I think a
yeah,
fair
I am
question
married.
is, why aren't you married?
Well, in the state of Texas, I
But like I said, this is the thing, man. Yeah, I use that analogy of business because I could relate to it, even though I heard that before. I could relate to that, and I could understand where they were
Mhm.
coming from with that. Uh, but at the end of the day, I do love my wife. I will put my life on the line for my family, no matter what. So at the end of the day, it's like I just know from a reality standpoint, because of the problems and the things that I have been through with my wife and through life with friends and family, that love wavers.
So
Love,
did you say?
love can love can make you do some dumb shit sometimes. Love can
Mm-hmm.
get you killed.
Yes,
It's a
it
lot of
can.
things that love
That's
can do.
true. It can. It
So,
can.
so at
Would
the end of
you?
the day, like I just said, I lay my life on the line for my wife and my daughter. That's expected of me because why? I'm a
No,
man. No,
no.
because I love her too. I love my daughter. So I'm
See,
gonna put
now
myself
you
out
all
there
said.
first.
See, now
But see,
you just diminish your love in one sentence by saying that that's what's expected of you. But in reality, regardless of what's expected of you, in real love, it doesn't matter. So you I understand what you're saying, but when you say that that's what's expected of you, that kind of pisses me off because it doesn't matter what's expected of you when you love, because when you'll see that a lot of these kids that get caught up in court cases of drugs and murder and shit, their families will be sitting beside them
not
crying
Jeff.
that
I don't mean to cut you off, but Jeff, early in the conversation when we were talking earlier, you said something of the, and I don't want to mischaracterize, but just to sum it up, you did say on this panel that if someone was to go down in your house, somebody try to break in your house, you said that you would be the man and go down there and solve that problem, right?
mm,
So you don't think that's expected of you, or is that expected of the woman to go down there and handle that shit?
well, I just think that if I had a perfect wife, I know perfect woman, but not. But um, I'm pretty sure that yeah, even without me, um, she'll be able to handle it. I mean, but like I said, we live in Texas, so we able to carry guns and shit. So I don't know.
Well, I'm not trying to see. This is my thing about it. I know in reality that there wasn't a blueprint set in front of me and said this is guaranteed to work throughout life. If you get married or relationship, you just gotta. It just gotta be about two people that they gonna try to learn to understand each other and can communicate with each other the best way possible, and they can work together. And that's what marriage consists of, man. Because if
Mm-hmm.
y'all not gonna understand each other, y'all can't communicate, your marriage already failed. It's not gonna be successful,
Well,
man, at all.
that's the thing,
You can
man.
make
I
all the
mean,
money in the world. Like
it's like you
both of
said
y'all can make
before.
all the money in the world, but look at Johnny Depp and
Marriage.
his ex-wife. They gone. They not together no
See,
more.
they made marriage into a contract, like a business contract, like you talking about. But that ain't real marriage is. A real marriage is just between you and the Lord, right? So when when imagine how pissed the fuck off you're gonna be when you bust your fucking ass for 20 fucking years and you raise your kids and you build all this shit and then she just decides I don't want to do that anymore, and then it takes all your shit, ruins your life, discredits you, humiliates you, demoralizes you, and you're like in your fucking 60s. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying it very well could happen, all because of the contract of marriage. So I'm not married, but I've been with the same woman for a long time. And I wish I could marry her, but you don't want to get married.
So
I
this
really,
this is this is my thing. This is my thing. Uh, when it comes down to marriage, man, you just said you gonna sign this contract, which we use that as an analogy because you're gonna sign these fucking marriage papers. You got to take it to the courthouse. You're in the government system now as married. You're a unit. She changed her last name. It's all one now. At the end of the day, I never said that I didn't love my wife. I just said that love wavers, and I didn't marry her for love. I married her because of certain circumstances. I had love for her. Yes, I did. Had a lot of love for her, but I wasn't in love with my wife. But at the same time, I did have a lot of love for her. We got to know each other. We dated, but in my circumstances and the things that were going on in my relationship at that time, we didn't date for a long time before my wife got pregnant. Once my wife got pregnant, the ball started rolling. So I had circumstances. I had things I had to put in order that I already fucked up because I went out of order. So once I came to that realization, I knew then, like, okay, I'm not marrying her because I'm in love with her. I'm just head over heels in love with her, like I'm in the Notebook or something like that. It wasn't like that. But over time, and I seen how I put into this relationship, she done invested so much into this relationship, and everything is reciprocated between the both of us. Man, I'm in love with this woman because I'm not gonna.
mm,
I don't believe in 2022 that I'll find someone as equal to her or better.
mm, mm.
I'm not trying to look for nobody out there because I got all I need all in one right here.
I feel you,
That's
man.
all I'm saying.
I feel you.
So
I know. I know exactly.
it
I know
sounds like
exactly what you're
you,
saying.
yeah. So it sounds like what you said was that you got married not because you necessarily wanted to, but because you
Mhm.
were in a situation and I think you felt like you had to. Right, right.
No.
Would that be a fair
Right,
way of looking at it?
right. And I told my wife the same thing. This is where communication come in. It wasn't the fact that I didn't want to marry her. It wasn't that. It was just the fact of I felt like at the time I got married to her, I really wasn't ready. I'm gonna just say that I wasn't ready, but at the same time, I was like, well, in my circumstances, under the circumstances, I better get ready cause it finna go. It finna happen. It's gonna fall the way it gonna fall. So I rolled with the shit. So I went with it. It ain't
How
like
old were
she
you?
came to me.
How old were you?
I was 25 when I got married.
Oh, I see.
I was 25 years old.
I
I'm
see.
32 years old now. I've been with my wife since 2013, but I've
I
been
see
married to
love
her ever
you.
since 2015. So at the end of the day, man, that's why I say with that love stuff, man, that shit up and down like a roller coaster. I I can't base my life off of if this woman gonna wake up tomorrow and still love me the same way she loved me 7 years ago, man. I can't go off of
You
that.
know damn good well. Look, man. You know damn good well when a woman wakes up, she gonna be pissed off like a motherfucker. So it ain't the same as when
Well,
she hears.
it's interesting. I don't hear too
No,
many
it ain't.
people say that
Fuck
they
that.
got married because they had to.
You don't
in
give
quite
a
that
shit.
way. So interesting, interesting.
Yeah, because
I
the reason why you're not gonna hear it because a lot of guys ain't gonna be honest enough to say that shit. They're gonna say what's good for the fucking internet, what sound good, what's gonna make them look good, and they gonna always be this Chris Farmer that makes shit look a certain way. I can't get on here and lie about shit that I ain't living. I can't do that because
I
then
think that's a
I'm
good
not
point.
being who I am. I can't be authentic.
Okay. I think that's a good point. I think that's a valid point. Um, well, I got to be honest. I never wanted to be in a situation where I had like that. First of all, I never wanted to be in a situation where I felt like I had to get married. And so I'm
Ain't
glad that I
nobody
never
ever
went through
does.
a situation like that.
Ain't nobody ever is actually.
I'm sure that's true to an
The only
extent,
the
but
only reason the only reason he felt that way is because his morals and his values. That's the only reason he got what he
mm,
got.
for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, I personally would not have wanted to. I'm glad that that I wouldn't that never happened to me, or that kind of situation, or a situation like that never happened to me. So um,
What do you mean? Like getting
I'm
a
so
girl
glad to be
pregnant?
relatively foot loose and fancy free.
Right. See, this the thing. I'm not gonna get on the internet and advise anybody to take the steps that I've taken because it might not
Mm-hmm.
work out that way it worked out for me. I can't get that advice because that'll be misleading. Now, I just tell people, hey, if it worked for you, do it the way you feel like it's gonna work for y'all because I gotta live my life the way I gotta live it, and you gotta live yours. That's the only advice I can give you. But I can like if you just need like if you going through a situation in your marriage or relationship and you just come to me for advice, I could probably give you some help on that and talk about it because I probably done been through it. If I haven't been through it, I
Look,
can't relate
man,
to it. I can't help you. I
I
can point
think
you to a
I
direction.
think you I think you're doing the right thing, and you need to just learn how to be happy with the things you got, what the Lord bless you with, instead of comparing yourself to everybody else in the world and the materialistic bullshit that they offer you. But you're blessed. You have a woman, you have a child, and you should be thankful for that. And don't you worry about nobody else's motherfucking opinion about you. You do what you gotta do. And if you gotta leave her and you gotta do that, don't worry about that either, man. You don't need to be abused and shit. But it's gonna be all right no matter what you do. As long as you keep in your heart the way you've been with her and you've been trying and you've been doing the way you can, you're gonna be just fine, brother. Don't worry about that shit.
You right. You right. The thing about it is, man, like, and that's my problem with a lot of the manosphere talk. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I do feel like a lot of guys that be in the manosphere, they try to paint this picture and they
Mm-hmm.
try to sell it. They try to sell this fucking picture to you, and the picture really ain't shit. You can see a whole lot of fucked up stuff going on with that picture, but a lot of people buy into it because of probably who giving the message. But at the same time, it's like I feel like a lot of people don't be real with themselves. Like once you can be real with yourself, you can be real with anybody. And that's just point blank.
Mm-hmm.
It's nowhere around it because sooner or later, when the cars start falling, people gonna see who you really are and they gonna start fucking with you anyway. So it's best to go ahead and let people know who you are.
Mm.
Be authentic.
I, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I left my wife because she was extremely violent, and I was getting to a point where I was violent too. And I just said, you know what? I grew up around violence as a kid, and I didn't want that shit in my life, and I don't want it in her life. So I left. I give her everything I fucking had. adhere. I don't want my kid to experience what I had to go through. And then 20 fucking years later, I never talked to my ex-wife or nothing. I never had nothing to do with her. Pay my child support and all that dumb shit. And then about, I don't know, 2, 3 months ago, she just rose up on me about how she missed me. She's sorry. She wished she never would have done what she done. She kissed me and I was like, man, that's some fucked up shit. It just kind of blew my mind, dude. Because I had to suffer a lot of motherfucking shit, a lot of pain. And I'll tell you something, pain of losing your child is like the worst thing I've ever fucking experienced. I mean, my heart was on fire for like 20 fucking years. It burnt. It burnt. Burnt.
So Jeff, I got a question for you. So you say you wish you could marry the woman you with now. Why you can't marry her?
No, well, only because it's just be a joke. Just a joke. It just be a joke. I don't even believe in the institution of marriage as far as the state and the government goes anymore. I mean, if a man can marry a man and a woman and a man, and a man can have a baby, well then fuck marriage. You know what I mean?
Well,
Okay.
I've heard a lot of I've heard a lot of people say it's a joke and everything like that. But now let me give
Well,
y'all.
it's just because I wish only reason I say I wish I could marry her is because I guess I'm traditional and I really I guess I don't feel complete without it, but it's just brainwashing bullshit, you know.
I think like I'm gonna give y'all a little of my background. I was raised as a Christian. Okay, I was raised in the church. I was taught that you supposed to save sex for marriage and you supposed
Yeah,
to
yeah. Same here.
marry.
Yeah.
Like I was raised by older people. I
Mhm.
live with my grandparents, so they
Yeah.
always
I
felt
was
like if you get a woman pregnant or something like that before you marry, you
mhm.
need to marry that woman, make her an honest woman, even though you already had the sex
Yeah.
and all that shit. Like it was a lot of shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of
It's
fucking
like
rules.
shotgun, like a shotgun wedding. Basically, it's shotgun wedding, what they
Yeah, so
call
it
it.
was a lot of rules and
Yeah.
shit, man. But
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be honest. I probably live in two different worlds. I can be traditional, but I know that I'm modern as well because I wasn't born in the '70s, the '60s, '50s. So I can't say I'm honestly just traditional. I'm a modern motherfucker
Yeah.
because when I was born in the '90s, so everything started to be modernized by then. You see what I'm saying? So I can't sit here and say, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
just a traditional man." No, but I
Mhm.
do have some traditional value because I was raised by grandparents.
Well, part of the reason I say I would like to marry is just because of tradition, right? Like from the old religious experience. But on the other hand, when I look at the statistics and I see how much I could lose based on what you were saying earlier between love and hate, love one day, hate the next. I mean, unfortunately, that's true. You can love someone that you know you can think you love someone, and you can think they love you, but then boom, they can change their fucking mind like on a dime and totally fucking destroy you in your life if you let them. But that's if you value materialistic things. If you're a hedonist,
Well, this is why I'm so glad I'm single and I've never had anything to do with that. So I'm just so happy. I've never had those worries, never had those problems, and never had those issues. It's been so easy.
You know, you know. Al, this the thing about it, and I was telling Jeff this earlier in the conversation. I don't worry about the things I can't control. I only worry
Hmm.
about the things I can. I can't control a person on their emotions or their feelings. That's their
Hmm.
feelings. That's them. And I tell my wife, I done told my wife on multiple occasions in her face, hey, I don't control you. I'm not here to control you. I'm here to do what I supposed to do is be your provider, protector, and all that good shit. I'm not here to tell you what the fuck to do. Because at the end of the day, you're an individual just like I am. And if a person think that just because they're a man, they got a balls that they can just do what the fuck they want, go ahead, do it. But what is the cost of that? If you really want to be with this person, what's the cost of you doing what the fuck you want to do? You might lose somebody good. You know what I'm saying? That
Hmm.
showed you that they down for you, they got your back, they supportive, all that good shit. But that's my thing about the love aspect is because at the end of the day, we've seen it on a lot of movies. You can even look at real life. People
Man,
will be in love for 5 years, then sometime, some kind of way, somebody mindset change over them years, and they might expect more out of this shit instead of the same
Hmm.
old shit. You see what I'm saying? They
Right.
expecting something. They don't want
Well,
to keep doing
here's
the same shit, bro.
right. Well, here's what I've often said. Unfortunately, I get going, but here's what I've often said to people in regards to marriages. What a lot of people don't understand. What happens in a lot of marriages is men get into the marriage and they like it and they want it to keep going the way it is. One of the things I've said about men and women is I used this example before. Men are consumers, women are investors, right? That's part of the reason how I kind of look at it. It's shorthand for how I look at it.
that's a
Women
good one.
that I've observed that women look at a relationship as you talked about business before. I'm just using this as a business metaphor,
No,
right?
it's good, man.
They
It's
see
good.
it as an investment,
No,
right?
rock around it.
And so if you are in a relationship with a woman, she wants an ROI, return on that investment. She wants
Yeah,
velocity. And if she
yeah.
doesn't get it, she'll eventually go on. She'll divorce, she'll move
That's right.
on. Men
So you know
see
what you gotta do?
relationships uh,
You,
as a consumer.
Hold on, Jeff. Let him talk, Jeff. Let him talk.
Men
I know
see
what you're doing.
relationships from a consumer perspective. So they're a customer. They want to, let's just say it's like a fast food restaurant, right? They go to McDonald's or Burger King or In-N-Out Burger or whatever other place you have, wherever you live. They go there, they want to have it their way, right? And they want to keep having it over and over and over again. The problem, however, is that the consumer mindset is not the same as the investment mindset. That's why men and women differ, right? I'm putting it in these terms, metaphorical terms, but these terms. And so women look at things very differently. What they want from a relationship, like I mentioned, is the ROI, the velocity. If they don't get what they want from the relationship, they will go. They will divorce because if they're in a relationship for X amount of years and they want different things out of the relationship, they want things to be different, things to change. If the man doesn't want things to change and he likes it the way it is or is used to it that way it is, then she's going to say, sorry, this isn't working for me. Divorce. Got to move on. What happens is often that women change and men don't. And that's why a lot of relationships end. A lot of marriages end, partly because people talk about we grew apart or we had differences or you know we just grew apart. it's true because you grew apart because she wanted to be, she wanted, how do I put this? She wanted different plants to grow, and you just wanted to water the same tree as a guy. And so things changed for men and women. And women, they often get older and they want to do other things. But men want to keep doing the same old thing over and over and over. They don't want to change. Women often adapt, they're flexible. Men often are inflexible, not willing to adapt. And so that's why a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages don't work. Often that kind of what a simplistic dynamic that I mentioned before. Women being investors, men being consumers.
I,
So,
I can agree to that.
okay. All
No,
right.
you can't.
And on that note, I have to get going. Thanks for having me. I kind of enjoyed the
Thank you.
conversation. You guys had interesting perspectives that I dote off and hear. And I like that. I don't always talk relationships and stuff like that. It's not my interest, but it's interesting to hear some of these perspectives. So thank you both. I have to get going.
All right, thank you
Take it
for
easy.
coming, man.
Yeah, as
Appreciate it.
well.
Have a good night.
You too.
Too.
All right, Jeff. What you got, Jeff?
I totally disagree. I think that women, even though they like the idea of a change, they don't really want change. They like security in the same. And the reason I know this is because I've been with the same woman and I've been through all that for a long time. And like, you know what this is my best advice. Okay, what he said was they get tired of the same old, same old. That's true. So my solution to that is to break a few windows. And what I mean by that is back in the day, whenever glass first came out and they were putting it in buildings, and the glass maker had supplied all the glass for everybody, they had no more business. Same way with the light bulbs. It's called planned obsolescence. So they realized that if they made something that would last forever, then they wouldn't make any money. Their corporation or factory would just deteriorate into nothing. They had to grow. They had to make money to pay the people. So they learned that instead of making a quality product, they had to make one that would burn out or break. And that's what they did with glass. That's what they did with light bulbs, everything. You know today, all the plastic, your BMWs, every fucking thing is made to fail. And the reason why is so they can keep them in business. And that, my friend, is my advice to you, to your woman, is to break a few windows and make sure she knows that you're the one that can fix it.
And I understand everything you said. And like I said, I'm the type of person that when I have conversations with people, uh, I come humbly, man. I don't come in the situation thinking I know it all. I can learn from anybody, And my thing is, like I said earlier, everybody got their own perspective and how they view relationships or how they view marriage or whatever the case. Cause me personally, did nobody sit me down and say, "Hey, this is how marriage is going to work. If you want your marriage to work, this is the blueprint." Like I've seen a lot of people make their own blueprint. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. And I just chew the meat and spit out the bones when it comes to a lot of things. I take what I can use and apply it, and whatever I can't apply, I let it fly. And that's just how I roll, because
Look, look,
like with
man.
my marriage, like with my marriage or whatever, I'm not gonna sit here and act like everything is just glitter, sunshine, and rainbows. It's not. Sometimes it be thunderstorms and hailstorms and tsunamis and shit. Like all that goes on in my marriage. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, all that shit goes on. So it like I would be lying to myself and to everybody else if I was to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, my wife do whatever I tell her to do." No, it don't work like that.
Trust me. We all know anyway, even if you pretend like it was right shit, but we already know. Cause guess what, man? Us old fuckers, we know, bro. And look, man, I know I have my own place. I have my own house, my own yard, my own everything. And I stay at her house because that's where she feels the most powerful, where she can just say, hey, get the fuck out. I don't want you here no more. Right? So that's what I do. I come over here, I fix her shit. Like today, I woke up, fucking central air conditioning was completely out. Took me about 6 hours to troubleshoot and fix that some bitch in, I don't know, 100% humidity, 85 degrees, something like that. And I'm, 50 fucking years old, so it was a little bit difficult for me. But I had a job where I make money that I had to put to the side to solve her fucking problem, her fucking air conditioning. But I solved it and it didn't cost her a fucking dime. It's because even though I know that we get in arguments, we get mad and shit, but it don't make a fuck. If I got kicked out, went to my goddamn house, you know what I'll be thinking about? I'll be thinking about her. I'll be worried about her. I'll be thinking about her everything. I'll be worried about her. I don't give a fuck what's up. I'll be worried, scared, trying to be there for her. And that's what I call love, you know.
And I get you on that because I'm basically the same way when it comes to my wife. Um, like I'm always worried about her. I'm always thinking about her safety.
Mm-hmm.
Always thinking about what I'm saying, her needs
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So I'm always thinking of that, and I'm always thinking of how can I make the next day better than this one. It always certain
Yeah,
things. And
yeah,
over the years, just living with my wife and learning so much from her, what I'm saying, going through so much and learning from the trials and errors, it's like, man, if my wife came to me right now and said, hey, the car making a funny sound, I know my wife
yeah,
to the T, to the point where I
yeah,
know she's not looking at the
yeah.
fact, okay, the car making a sound, yeah, that's a concern, but she's trying to see, okay, am I gonna be
Mm-hmm.
assertive and go ahead and
Oh
try to
yeah,
fix the problem, or am I gonna lay
no,
around and
exactly.
for days and days and be like, oh, I'll look
Yeah.
into it, baby, whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
ain't never doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
You
No,
know what I'm saying?
exactly what the fuck you talking about. Hell yeah.
So that's the thing
That
about
shit
it, man.
happens to me all the
And I
time.
had to learn that shit.
22 years, and she still does that shit to me. You know what I tell her? She acts like something is an emergency. Whatever I like that, I say nope. I say, oh
But
well,
see,
what the fuck? Who gives a fuck? And
and
she
see,
look
that's
at
the
me like
thing.
I'm crazy. But see, I got my own house. See, I got my own place. We ain't married, and I don't got no kids with it, right? See, I can afford to do that. I can play these games. But it's interesting to me how when I do, the tables change. Because I'll be like, you want me to go? because I don't want to solve your goddamn problems immediately. She said, yeah, I want you to get the fuck out. I'm like, all right. And I just head on down the road. Before I even get halfway, she's like, well, wait a minute, you know.
Right. So
So,
see, see, the thing I look at too is like when it comes to relationships. When it comes to relationships, man, we ain't gonna know it all, but we gonna know enough. And I know
oh,
enough about
well,
my wife to know when it comes
each his
to
own.
her her when she like you said, your woman, she'll look at something as an emergency, but you're looking at it as, oh, it ain't that bad. So it's like that's where men be men because we bring in that comfortability, that balance to be like, okay, you might be looking at this all wrong. Don't get so upset about it. Don't get so in a
That's what I was
frantic
talking about.
because so
That's what I was
that's
talking
where
about
the
earlier about
stability,
panic.
right? That's where the stability and the balance come in it between a woman and a man because, like I said, my wife can hear a funny sound going on with the car. She might get all in a panic, but I might go out there and check the car and be like, oh, it's just this right here. And I get that fixed. You know what I'm saying? I get that fixed in the next day or two. It ain't nothing that can cause you not to drive the car. You know what I'm saying? And that what
Yeah,
calms her down and be like, okay, my husband said everything all right, it's cool, it's good. And that's how it's supposed to be.
but
We
if something
a
do
man and
happen,
a woman,
if something,
if a man can't problem solve, then he worse off than the damn woman because that woman gonna look to you for the answers and she gonna be wanting to answer. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be like, okay, so what we do? And you gotta be able to come up with some kind of game plan. You gotta always stay ahead of the game some kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
just laughing. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, man. You sure right? It's funny. What listen to you on colors, coach. About your. I'm sorry, I ain't laughing at you, brother. I just, I just been there, and to hear you say it so eloquently is refreshing.
I like I said, I just go off of what I've experienced and what I've been through. And like I said, man, I've been with this. I've been with my wife for a minute now, a long time. And in 2022, I can sit here and honestly say I still don't fucking know everything about her. I'm still learning shit, and it's crazy that it's like that,
You know
but
what?
that's just life.
You know what, man? You should be thankful that you still have more to look forward to with your wife, because you don't ever want it to get the same old. Trust me. You know what I mean? She gonna surprise you, and you should embrace the fact that she's a woman and she gonna learn too, and she don't want to stay the same either.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I hate to say, a man, like you said before, a man likes things that they can uh, predict or fix or kind of. So you get stuck in this rut, whereas a woman wants to change and move. And in my opinion, it's best to just go with the flow. I mean, if you want to keep a woman, you're gonna have to suck it up, your pride, your shame and shit, and you're gonna have to just you know take the beat down like you're supposed to. But I ain't saying it's all good. I ain't saying it's all right. I'm just saying that's what you got to do if you want to keep her. So, like you said before, she just move right the fuck on and won't even look back.
You know,
Take 20
one
years,
one one
20 years.
well,
because
one
the
thing that I
woman,
learned, one thing that I learned, man, uh, one thing I learned by being married, it ain't about, it ain't what it. Okay, I'm put it like this. I'm put it like this, and I'm gonna try to say this the best way possible. Just because your woman comes to you with a problem, she's not actually all the time. She's not actually wanting you to fix the problem. She just want to know if you really care about what she's saying. A lot of times she don't want the fucking problem fixed. It's really not a problem. She just want to know, do you actually fucking care about what she say? And a lot of times, us men don't give a fuck, and we'll act like we don't give a fuck, and we'll show her that we don't give a fuck, and then the next thing you know, she's fucking flying off the handles. So I already know about that,
you
but
don't, you don't give
I've
a,
learned the
you
tricks
don't
of the
give,
trade.
yeah, you don't give a fuck about nothing. You don't care about
No,
nobody. You don't give a fuck
we
about
don't, but at
me.
the same,
Nothing.
but right. So at the same time, it's like showing that woman that you actually value her opinion and value what she's
Yep.
concerned
Yeah,
about or
suck it up.
whatever like that. That means way
Yeah,
more to her than fixing that fucking problem.
that's right. You gotta suck it up. You got to just do it anyway. And just remember, when you're doing it, just try to try to think about how much you actually do love and appreciate her, and not that you're being forced or manipulated into the situation. Just enjoy the fact that you have a woman that is riding your ass to push you into doing something like that. Because a lot of guys, they don't have a woman, you know.
What's
They
going
just,
on? It's all what's going on, bro. Yeah, I ain't mean to cut you out, Joe.
you just be happy you got a woman that ride your
That what I'm saying, man. Like, so that's why I I don't know. That's why I said. That's why I titled this anti.
there's more good to come from a woman than bad.
But
I
see,
promise.
but see, this the
She
thing,
can't
Joe.
fuck you up.
The,
Don't get me
the
wrong.
reason the reason why I named this show Anti-Manosphere is because I know what I've been through with so many women, and I know what the fuck I go through with my wife,
Mhm.
and this shit ain't what they saying, and it's not like that with these fucking women, man. So
Yeah,
they look at women a certain type of way, which I agree with certain things. And I keep saying that because I can tell you the things that I agree with, but it's a lot of shit
yeah.
that I don't agree with, and
Well,
and I like to point them things out.
well, you know how the red media that Kanye was talking about wants people to view each other as is nothing but commodities, assets, liabilities, commercial interests, and that's it. So they got you thinking that, or us as a society, about the benefits and privileges of a private, of a public-private partnership and a contract that we don't even want to be in. See? So that's what that's what it's about. But you know, you keep on your path. You're a smart dude. I can tell. You're gonna figure it all out, brother. But I just hope I wish you the best, and I'm sorry for you got to go through these damn things. But if you got to move on, bro. But I mean, I spent when I got married and I got divorced. I got divorced because my ex-wife was violent. She was violent. I didn't want my daughter growing up around violence like I did. So I went to college. I got an electronic engineering degree. I got divorced, and I became like a bum. Like I just started um, doing construction work because she became a meth head, crackhead, basically. And I refused to pay child support to a meth head, and I was willing to go to jail. And I took care of my daughter. I kept her with me. I moved where she was. I kept my baby in my hands. I should have been the one getting paid child support, but it wasn't on the book. So I did what I had to do as a father, and she just sucked up that dope. And the pain was so hard that I just didn't think I could put up with it ever again, ever. So I never got remarried. Tried to have more kids, which I'd like to have. Like I got about 20 of them little rascals,
So
but
what's going on? So what's going on, bro?
Ain't too much. What's going on, bro?
Ain't nothing much, man. Just having a conversation, man. Thank you for being here, man.
Ain't no problem. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, man. So what? So I ain't mean to cut you off, Jeff, man. My,
uh,
my 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 boy, my guy Eso here, man, and he had put something in the chat, man. Hey, I kind of started laughing when he said it, but I want him to elaborate on that for a minute, if you don't mind.
I don't really like talking about myself anyway. I was just trying to come up with something to help you, man.
You said what now?
And
I said I was just trying to come up with something to help you, help him.
I appreciate it, Jeff. I appreciate you, man. You kept my show going tonight too, and we had good conversation, bro. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, nah, I was listening, Jay. I was hearing about how you said, the divorce and everything. So I pretty much was saying, yeah, that's also a manosphere talking point. Uh, the percentage of marriages that end in divorce, but not just at the detriment of the family, but also, what I'm saying, it messes up a lot of men. To the point where he said, "Look, I ain't getting married again." You know what I'm saying? Like I went through that and I'm done. I'm not about to go through that again. Which would make sense if you ever been through it. And so these talking points, these manosphere, talking points, is coming from disgruntled men. It's coming from men who have not people who just ain't getting pussy. You know what I'm saying? You also got the incels or whatever. But it's also coming from people who get in the pussy, who actually are deciding I'm gonna just get the pussy because that's easier and not deal with the whole, oh, I'm gonna be in a relationship for years and be somebody's crutch. No, like if you are going to end up picking wrong anyway, and a lot of women they do their own thing, um, it makes more sense to be for yourself. So you'll see things popping up like, men going their own way or save yourself, black men, or I'm saying all these type of passport bros, all these type of things are kind of solutions to a problem that we all have, and like not just on this side of the world, on the western side. It's also women in Iran who are having a revolution right now. I don't know if y'all follow world politics, but it's women that's burning their hijabs and burning their burqas. You know what I'm saying? These
Yeah,
type of things that happen.
right. I've been keeping up with that. Yeah, I've been seeing it.
And so you got also, men who are realizing, damn, even if I go to another part of the world, it's so many places that have now been Americanized. You know what I'm saying? That's what they calling it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, now you so heavily influenced by America that, you know what I'm saying, anything that happens, is oh damn, that must be from America did it. Well, oh, they must have had an American influence. So any place you reach is going to get touched by these topics, these talking points. You know what I'm saying, you got people who been being used as pawns, as meat wallets, looked at as just money to a woman or come up. I'm saying all these terms is not new. Sugar daddy, sugar baby, all these type of terms is to classify relationships between men and women.
Right. And
And
you know what? You know what, East man? I understand it because, like I said, I'm married, man. I've been married 7 years. Okay, I'm still new to this shit, but at the same time, like I can understand the talking points of if I get divorced, I'm not gonna get married again. Cause hell, I say that shit now. Like, man, after what I'm going through in my marriage, some of the stuff that I go through, I'm like, ain't no goddamn way I'm gonna do that again with a whole different woman. Like, I can understand that point. That's why I said, like, I can agree with certain things, but like I know, so some stuff just don't make sense, bro.
nah, I agree with that. Definitely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's not going to have a good solution, but I'm just saying a lot of these issues that we all having together. So somebody coming up with a solution, even if it's dumb, you be like, all right, that's dumb. You pointing that out is you also being part of the manosphere. You know what I'm saying? Saying you anti-manosphere is like saying you going against your own men, like against bro code.
That's
It's
why
like,
that's why
nah,
I
nah,
started
fuck bro
laughing.
code. I'm gonna marry a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what y'all say.
Let
You
me
know what
tell
I'm
you
saying?
something.
Like, I'm gonna turn a hoe to a
Let me
housewife.
tell
Fuck
you
it.
something. Let me tell you something, fellas. It don't matter what contract or what bullshit you go through. You still, if you real, you still love. And when you love somebody, when you're a man or a woman or whoever, when you love, it don't matter how much they hurt you, man. The pain don't matter. You could take it, and you'll always figure out a way to justify it, and you're gonna put up with it. And even though you learn from your mistakes and you move on, that doesn't mean that you still love that thing less. So the important thing that I'm trying to say to you is that you might as well love it while you have it instead of waiting for it to collapse. You better just appreciate what you got when you have it and love it as best you can because you're gonna love it whether it's gone or not. If she dies, she gets sick, she beats you up, you still gonna love her. I promise you, you still gonna love her.
Yeah, but
I
I
mean, that
like
might
I
be your reality. You know what I mean? But hey, that's what I'm saying. Some people they way more shallow than that. It's not necessarily
yeah,
going to be the same experience.
right.
True.
That's why I say like a lot of times I don't like I said we don't know because I don't know these people outside of the internet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know these people. I'm not living with them. I'm not in their everyday life. So I don't know how they control their household or how shit go. But when I hear people or guys rather, and they can get on the internet and they say, "Well, my wife gonna do what the fuck I tell her to do," and that's just the end of the sentence. Like,
Yeah.
no, that shit don't
You
work
know
like that,
that.
bro.
It's some
You
women
know
that
that ain't
enjoy
right.
that. That's what I'm saying.
Nah.
Them
Yeah.
type of guys got to find those women that actually like that type shit. Like, tell me what to do. Yeah, grab me by my all kind of shit
You
like
know
that.
the women that enjoy that are the women that get paid. Right? I mean, come on.
I ain't hear you. What you
Hold on,
say?
hold on. What you said, Joe? You said the women that like that get paid.
Yeah.
You talking about like a prostitute or a hoe?
No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about how like women that. No, I'm not talking about prostitution or nothing like that. I'm just talking about how women that enjoy being told what to do and how to do it, also get paid to do it.
Getting
I'm not
getting
trying to
paid, huh?
say this.
Just leave it at that, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, man, Jeff been hilarious tonight, man.
Hey
I ain't
man,
gonna even lie. He been hilarious tonight, man. Like he been keeping me going, man. Like just his
what?
perspective, man. I respect it though. You know, I respect everything. Cause like I like to hear everybody's viewpoint, but let me give context of why I named this anti-manosphere. Now, one thing about me, man, and I understand where you come from. You so when you say it could be like I'm trying to break the guy code and nothing like that. Nah, I ain't gonna do all that because I agree on certain things. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, I just want people to get on this motherfucker, man. Just be real for a moment, man. Like the only person, and this why I respect Anton, man, because I respect this dude for this reason. I might not like everything he say. I might not agree with everything, but I respect him because this man put his whole life on that fucking camera, bro. And this man, when I say he don't give a goddamn, he is not coming off his square for shit. But he love the fuck out his wife, bro. And I can respect that shit. Cause he ain't gonna sugarcoat it. He can
Yeah,
say
you gonna
whatever
love
he
her.
say on whatever he say on the internet, he can say it in front of his wife, bro. And he done proved that shit plenty times. And I respect that though. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna
But
he
I
gonna
just
love
think
her when
a lot of guys when they see they woman, if they woman came in the room with them, they wouldn't talk half of that shit they talk, man.
he gonna love her whether she likes it or not. That's funny, man. That's the way my girl do. She like roll up on me on in the middle of a conversation, and she like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, hold up, wait a minute." Oh shit, you don't live in that.
A lot of people on the panels, they be talking that shit in another room from their wife. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I say everything. I say
So you know what to
everything.
say.
My girl. In fact, I wish she would listen to me right now. 'Cause
Hey,
she ain't
Ezo,
listening.
like Ezo, I done heard you on panels before, and you be saying some real shit, bro. But they'll breathe past what you said, and I be like, well, damn. I'm like, Eso making a valid point. Y'all ain't gonna address that shit. Like you be saying some real shit though. Sometimes I be like,
You know
man, what
what?
the fuck? Okay, like I be thinking of the same thing. Sometimes I be like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Then you'll say it, and then I be like, well, damn, he making a point. Ain't nobody gonna address that shit though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They'll
they
sit
blow
here,
past that shit.
yeah,
You
they
know
be
what's
blowing past
weird,
that shit
man?
all the time, bro.
My girl is so completely opposite of me. I mean, she's totally different, totally opposite. I mean, we get that's what we get mad. We get mad about it. We get mad just discussing regular news that comes on TV tomorrow. But I be talking about one thing, she say another. I'm like, that's bullshit. Get mad at each other. But, I still love her. She loves me. I don't know how in the fuck we. It's still a mystery to me, to be honest with you. How we could be so completely different and still respect and appreciate each other. It's weird to me.
I don't
But
know, man. I
sometimes
mean,
I'll be like, I'll be begging for a woman that I can talk to. I just wish I could find a woman that I could talk to, like real, without getting angry and shit. But then at the same time, I think, how many women have I ever had that just told me everything I wanted to hear all the time, and that was no fun. So I don't know. It's just really weird, man. I mean, how did I end up? You guys like that? I mean, y'all's women agree with you on everything. I mean, it's just
Man,
weird.
I'm gonna be real with you, Joe. Man, my wife don't agree with everything I fucking say. I ain't gonna sugarcoat that shit. Like, my woman is a smart woman. She's very fucking intelligent.
Yeah,
If
mine
if I
too.
come if I come up with a if I come up with let's just say I say something about okay, we're gonna do something a certain way. And I give her the rundown of how I want things, how I see things need to be, right? Not saying in a relation, I'm just saying like when it comes to
Yeah,
like paying bills, let's just say paying bills. Let's just
yeah,
say that.
yeah,
I'm like, well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it like this, we're gonna pay this right here, we might have to throw some money on
yeah,
this. If it
yeah.
don't, if it shit don't sound real good to a certain point, she's gonna stop that shit and be like, hold on, wait a minute. Uh, what if we do it like this? Then I'll sit there
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'll think about that
yeah,
shit and I'll weigh the two
yeah,
options. Is my way better
yeah,
or her way? And whoever weigh the best option, go with that shit. Cause
yeah.
you, as a man, she gonna put the decision in my hand any fucking
Come
way.
on, man. Don't fucking lie to me. You know damn good and well every way
And
is
that's how
her
it
way.
should be.
Bro,
It
let me
should
tell
be
you something, Joe.
mutual decision making. You know
He
what I'm saying?
lied. He
Right,
Don't
lied. He
don't
talking about
don't agree with me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I ain't gonna
he
agree with
lied.
you if you
He
wrong.
acting like he got something to say. He know damn good well he ain't
I
got no
do.
say.
But check this out. Check this out. Check this out, Joe. uh my wife, me and my wife, we communicate. We communicate on a good level, like a real good level, bro. Whether it's good, bad, or whatever, we gonna communicate about that shit. We
Mm-hmm.
don't, it ain't, it's no hold barred. But we negotiate. And I know they say don't negotiate with your woman or whatever like that. But I'm gonna say negotiate. I'm gonna use that term. We can sit down and we can talk about things. I'm getting her viewpoint, she getting mine. Now, at the end of the day, she's still looking at me for the answer. Like, okay, which one we gonna choose? Which one we gonna go with? So if I decide I'm gonna go with my option, she's gonna roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
And cause you know how a woman gonna
Yeah,
look at that shit. My wife look at it like
yeah.
this, and I done said this to my wife plenty of times. Whatever goes wrong in this fucking marriage, it's automatically on me. Automatic. This shit on me. Ain't nobody gonna come up to my wife and say, "Well, what the hell did you do?" They gonna be like, "Well, what your husband do?" Shit.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, man. Oh man, that was funny. Well, yeah, I understand the people, bro. Uh, it's always but
Right. But
man,
that's just how it go. Like my wife will call me in the morning and say, "Hey, what you want for dinner?" She always gonna ask me that. It never been a time she never asked me what I want for dinner. Sometimes I put it in her hands. I be like, "Just cook something, baby. I'm gonna eat it. Just cook it." You know what I'm saying?
you know what I do?
It
You know what I do? Instead of asking her when I'm ready to go out to eat, instead of asking her where she wants to go out to eat, I ask her where she don't want to go out to eat because it's fast. I
Yeah,
say, so don't you
they can be
know?
confusing as fuck too because like at the end of the day, man, that's one decision that women just can't fucking they can't come up with an answer with. Like a woman don't know what the fuck she want to eat, man. They don't.
Yeah, but
But
she knows she want to eat off
I
your
know.
plate.
Yeah, like I know right off the bat. Like if my wife be like, "What you want for dinner?" I might say, "Oh, babe, I want me some pork chops, some mashed potatoes and gravy. I want some cornbread, whatever like that." That's what I want to eat. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I flip it on her and say, "Hey, babe, what you want to eat today?" I don't know. I don't got the taste for this. I ain't got the taste for that. Oh, what you got to taste for? I don't know. Well, goddamn. Okay, cool. Well, I know what I'm gonna go eat. You know what I'm saying? I know what I want. If
Yeah,
you
I
think
know I'm
about
gonna
it,
eat. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I know what I'm gonna eat. Shit.
But I hope I
It,
defrost something for you.
right, like it don't take long for a man to know what he want, but like I said, it's like this, man. Like when it come down to, you know what I'm saying, the whole marriage aspect and stuff. I've heard people that said, just like you said, that it's just a joke, it's just a piece of paper, don't mean shit. I heard that too, man. You know, and I don't knock
Uh,
nobody. I don't knock nobody for saying that. I don't discredit nobody, man. I just look at it like, hey, if you with somebody, whether y'all married or not, if you've been with them X amount of years, man, hey, man, just keep rocking out with them. You know what I'm saying? If it work,
well,
it work. Whatever working for y'all, let that shit work.
the truth is, it is a contract. It is a business contract, and when there's kids involved, you should, as a man, stay and do what you can to help.
Right.
But that's
It's
what
see,
I
that's
that's
it.
what I that's what I thought I was doing by getting divorced. See, I thought I was helping my girl by getting divorced because her mother was so fucking violent that I just couldn't hold back no more. And so I was like, well, I got to go because I don't want my kids seeing the shit that I grew up with. You know, 'cause I
But
stabbed
see,
motherfucker in his fucking head when I was a kid. I stabbed my stepdaddy in his back when I was like 8 years old. I stabbed that motherfucker right off in the shit because he came home from fucking off. My stepdad spent my real dad's money on whores and heroin and Houston. He came home. We was starving. We was starving. I was living in the ghetto. I was a white boy living in a black neighborhood. Get my ass with every motherfucking day. And this motherfucker come home one time. He talking about my mom started questioning him. He jumped up, put a gun to her head, ripped her up by her throat, slammed her on the fucking kitchen table by her face, and jerked her fucking dress over her head and started raping her. And I ran in my room and grabbed my knife and I stabbed that motherfucker in the back. And I don't give a fuck.
I don't know, man. Like I said, man, everybody done been through something,
But
and
there's a
it's
lot of
all about
kids
how
that
we.
go through this shit all the time, every damn day, all the time. All these kids going through this shit, and nobody want to talk about it.
Nah,
Nobody want to
because
address the
but
fact.
see, the reason why don't nobody want to talk about it, man, is because that's a real touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a real touchy subject, man, and people get really emotional, man. You know, they get really emotional about that.
You ain't gonna fix it if you don't.
No, it ain't
You
gonna
got
it
that
ain't gonna
shit.
fix it. That's why I recommend people go to therapy, man, get some therapy, do
Man,
something.
I recommend you get the goddamn Jews out of your motherfucking country. The fucking
Man,
Jews.
you got a real hate for them.
Mm-hmm. That's what do.
You
Sure
got a
do.
real hate for them, man. But you know, me
Mm-hmm.
personally, man, you know, just dealing with relationships and stuff, man. Cause
Let me
I've
ask
been
you
through
a
things
question,
too.
man.
Okay.
You ever beat up? Have you ever beat up on a white kid that did because he was white?
No.
Well, I'm the white kid that got beat the fuck down because I was white, and the reason why is because of slavery. And come to find out, the reason why slavery happened was because of motherfucking Jews, not because of white folks. In fact, the white folks were just as enslaved in this country
Well,
as the black.
this the thing. This the thing, Jill. This the thing. I never, I never beat up anybody because of the color of their skin or anything like that. I've always been the type to defend myself. Like if a motherfucker fucking with me or
You
fucking with
can't
my
defend
siblings
yourself
or
against
fucking with my
them people.
family,
You
the thing about me is, yes, I'm gonna go toe to toe with the best on 'em because I'm
can't
not gonna
you
let you
can't
fuck with me or
defend
my
yourself.
family.
You can't defend yourself against 10, 12 people.
No, you
And
can't.
them,
No, you can't do that, man. I'm not advising nobody to do that shit, nigga. I'm not gonna tell somebody to fight 12 people. If you can run, you might need to run. But
I think I
that
learned.
wasn't that wasn't
It's
that
funny,
wasn't right of that wasn't
funny
right of
that
them
you
to do
said
that.
that. When I first moved here, I started uh, racing, and none of these black folks. See, I went from an all black neighborhood to an all white neighborhood, and these black folk never been beat by a white boy on foot. And I used to stomp that ass, and they was like, "How you gonna let that white boy whip your ass?" And it was like, if you beat him, man, you beat him. Ain't could nobody beat me. You know how I learned to run fast? Because I was getting chased.
Yeah.
So
Well,
for some
Joe,
reason, them black folk thought it, they thought I was my grandfather owned their grandfather. Where they get that information from?
well, they got it from their parents.
No, they got it from them damn books. Who writes the books? Fucking Jews. Who fucking puts the shit on TV? The fucking Jews. Who writes the? I remember when breakdancing and when hip hop first came out, and it was a positive message. It was a good message, but then it got weaponized. So I'm talking about gangster shit before gangster shit even happened. They never, even to this day, they don't put the murders and deaths on TV that happens in cities every day. They don't do that. They don't do that. They don't give a fuck about gang on gang murder or black on black crime. They don't give a fuck. Kanye was right. The Holocaust is in the fucking abortion clinic. He's right. And people
Yeah.
should pay more attention to that shit. You think,
Yeah.
you see, they try to, just like that, oh, motherfucking book of Matthew, where they talk about Herod trying to kill the Messiah before he was born, like Jesus. We just killed all the firstborn. That's what they doing. What they doing?
Man,
They
they
trying to
doing
kill
something.
all the black geniuses. One fell swoop. Boom. Boom.
Well,
We
well,
need
Jeff,
we need black.
well, Jeff, I appreciate you, bro. I'm about to get ready to end the show. I
Yeah, I'm
appreciate you
pretty
coming
tired.
up, bro, and rocking out with me. Anytime I go live again, if you able to catch me, you always welcome, man. And you always welcome to
Appreciate you.
come up on the panel, man. I really enjoyed the conversation, but I do got to end the show though.
Yeah, me too. I'm getting tired. So I got work. Thanks, man. Stay fair,
I
man.
appreciate it. No problem. Yeah, man. Shout out to Jeff, man. Shout out to ESO coming up on the panel. Shout out to everybody that made this show what it is. The other guy Al show for coming up. I appreciate the perspectives. Shout out to Marcus GVMC for being in the chat, man, and you know what I'm saying, interacting and everything. I appreciate everybody, man. Like you said, I always do appreciate everybody. I hope everybody have a great weekend. Um, and yeah, man, we're gonna keep rocking out, man. Until next time, man. Y'all stay safe, man. Peace.